It pisses me off. Like, okay, I spent several years being patriotic. Fuck the haters, and that's how it is, YouTube. Nah, stupid fucking lighter. Fuck you. Stupid fucking lighter. Hey lighter, fuck you. Oh, you don't like being beat up. You don't like it. You don't like it. You don't fucking like it. Then maybe you shouldn't fucking go against the grain, stupid fuck. I'll beat you up, you piece of shit. God damn it! I broke my fucking cigarette. Fuck. Fucking social media doesn't give a shit. Fuck you. Fuck you fucking touching me, you piece of fucking shit, you. And fuck this. And of course my drink has to spill. I lose my fucking temper over these stupid fucking assholes. And no one's gonna feel sorry for me, because it's just like you did it to yourself, dude. You had a fucking drink combo, and you had to lose your fucking autistic temper. Spill it for yourself. Fucking bullshit. Get the fuck out of my way, stupid fucking hat. Stupid fucking piece of shit fucking hat. Fuck you, oh it's here. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You fucking piece of goddamn shit. Fuck you, you stupid fucking bottle. Stay on the fucking desk, stay on the fucking desk, you piece of shit. Fuck you, I told you. How many times did I fucking tell you to stay on the fucking desk? Fucking stay on the desk, I told you 1,000 times. Fuck you, fuck you, you stupid fuck. You wanna fall off the desk to be cute, and no one asked you to be cute, you piece of shit. Fuck you. I don't care if I got a nasty fucking temper. Fuck you. Stay the fuck in my hand, you piece of shit. I'll smoke you until you're dead. Fuck you. Don't care if anyone cited me, I'm fucking miserable. I'm just making the best of every day. That's all you can do, YouTube. That's all I can do. Temper, fuck you. Stay the fuck in my hand, you piece of shit. I'll smoke you until you're dead. Fuck you. Don't care if anyone cited me, I'm fucking miserable. I'm just making the best of every day. That's all you can do, YouTube. That's all I can do.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
I gotta get rid of this. No!
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man.
I don't have facts to back this up.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
That's true. Sometimes I cry.
Oh!
Lick my butthole, he laughed.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts, the Drunken Peasants.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Drunken Peasants Podcast. This is episode 1369. And we're back again on another Thursday. Got Billy the Fridge back again. Welcome back, young Bill Fridge.
Welcome.
Did you like that? I kind of feel like it's like a Panic at the Disco Cobra song. If you're familiar with Panic at the Disco, they were like a early 2000s like kind of emo-ish rock band, pop rock band.
Yeah. I'm slightly familiar.
It's kind of what it sounds like to me. I think it's pretty good. I made a new metal version of Pinwheels, and it sounds like Limp Bizkit. I had them put like when I say I made it, I had AI make it, but
it's disgusting. Why would you do such
I had them
thing?
put like the DJ record scratches and everything in it. It actually sounds really good. It kind of sounds like Limp Bizkit a little bit. I wanted it to sound more like Korn, but it came out more Limp Bizkit. So
I think that's a beautiful blessing, actually.
Yeah.
Fred Durst is Fred Best.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, it's weird because people unironically like them now, and back in the day, it was like everyone shit on them, and people that liked them, like, hid the fact that they actually liked them. And now it's like, yeah. Kind of like ICP.
They were really cool at first, and then, yeah. Yeah, but I think they were definitely more mainstream, right? Like, ICP, it was.
Yeah. Yeah, Limp Bizkit was definitely more mainstream. They had,
I
like,
wonder if the Limp Bizkit connection would be like Nickelback.
I don't know.
People hated Nickelback.
Yeah. Nickelback gets goofed on a lot. I wanted to show everyone once again the cool merchandise we have for this month. First, with the sticker that's available at the $33 level. See this design? It's the Sweet Boy Summer. We're all on a canoe trip.
Summer edition.
Yeah.
Camp Drunken Peasants.
I want to know how our lower bodies fit in that canoe.
Oh, you don't want to know, Ben.
I am the canoe.
You do not want to know.
My legs morph into a canoe, and then you guys just ride.
We are kneeling for a reason.
Yeah, so if you want this sticker, you're eligible for it if you sign up at any point before the end of this month at the $33 Patreon level, and you get all the lower tier perks. And then we also have, at the $50 level, you get the sticker and this cool design on a shirt. There it is. Looks great. All your friends will be envious of you. And people will be like, where'd you get that shirt? And you'd be like, too late. You can't get one.
Too late, dude. Summer's out for school.
Ben Pie. It'll compliment my girls in Wyoming calendar. Did you know they have cooties?
They do. Girls have cooties in Wyoming.
Better not put that figure in a jar, boy.
Yep. Yeah, I'll be shipping out the figures in the next, like, 2 weeks. Just gotta get all the packaging ready and everything, but they'll be out before the end of the month for sure. I did some, like, figure giveaways in the last week here. Yeah, so
figures.
Yeah. I had these made a while ago. They were like fully color actual Maniac figures, and I kind of like auctioned 2 of these off over the last week. So everyone like the stream if you haven't already, and send us a couple bucks, help us get a little bit closer to our goal. We are now at 75% of the goal, which is great because we're not even this is the second show of the week. Yeah. I have to do this because it's fresh before we get into the boogie stuff. This is a quote from our president, the commander-in-chief. I just want everyone to let this sink in, what he says here. Here we go.
President Putin?
Look, I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president, but I think she was not qualified to be president. So let's start there.
Not only is
Billy
Trump...
is love. Billy is life.
Not only is Trump vice president, but he's also a woman, and we had no idea.
Maybe, you know, Ben,
back and
I
you're
think...
gonna be in trouble. Hey, nah, hey, nah.
Hey,
back.
hey, nah, Billy's back. Billy back ribs. Ben, I got a question. Maybe you're being sexist here. Maybe Biden's going to bring Ivanka Trump in as his vice president.
No. I don't think so.
Wouldn't that be great if he had to cover up for it by bringing in Ivanka Trump, or even better, porn star Tiana Trump?
Is it true that Billy has a god complex? That means he should be the next president of the United States of America. Yes, Trump is trans.
Yeah.
Trump is trans.
I have no problem transitioning into president.
We are going to check out the thing that happened yesterday with Boogie. We don't normally talk about Boogie much.
Love you, Billy the Fridge. How is the new album doing?
How is it doing?
It could be doing a lot better.
Don't you have a
Anybody
new?
who hasn't picked up a copy?
Don't you have a new video?
It gets worse. At the end of this conference, someone told Biden that Trump mocked him for this, and Biden said to listen to Trump, then walked away.
Listen to Trump.
I think I saw a video clip recently of Biden. They were like, Biden, do you think that there's anybody who could do the job better than Trump other than you? Any other Democrats? And I think Biden was like, yeah, there's like 50 of them. It's like, what?
It sucks so bad that you had to censor your music video.
Well, yeah, that video got released a few months back on my buddy Type's channel. And it didn't do too well because of it got age restricted for all the dildos.
I feel like 11 years ago it wouldn't have mattered.
Oh, totally. No, yeah.
I remember like 11 years ago, Blurred Lines came out, and it was a huge song, and there was like bouncing boobies and stuff.
Yeah.
In that video.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So we just censored it and re-released it on my channel to get some new eyes on it.
That's cool. We are now going to check out the Boogie thing. We did have Boogie on as a guest like 4 years ago or so, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't personally have a problem with Boogie, but he constantly is the instrument of his own destruction. Constantly. I think his natural instinct is to automatically lie. Like he doesn't think through like if the lie can be executed well or if it will be believed. His first instinct is to just like blurt out the first lie he thinks of. And it's always like...
I think when he gets backed into a corner, he immediately starts saying things, and sometimes they're not thought through. And
most of the
lies.
time. Because they're so easily picked apart. And it'd be one thing if it was a little white lie, but he's getting a lot of heat because it's a big lie, and we'll get into it. We're going to play the intro, and here we go.
I should turn off that
goddamn internet.
Oh, don't touch me. Don't touch me. TP, are they going to touch me?
People are referencing the Seinfeld episode where John Lovitz told everybody that he had cancer so he could get a free wig, and he beat out George Costanza for a free wig.
And they're both bald
turned out
men.
Yeah. Then at the end, he walks away and he's like, I never had cancer. I lied about having cancer.
He is great. I think he's underrated. A lot of the characters he plays are kind of the same thing, but he does it so well that I think he's really funny. I was a big fan of him. Like, I loved The Critic.
Yeah, I used to love him.
I thought The Critic was an underrated animated, like adult-themed animated show. It was pretty good. But yeah, anyway, we're going to get into Boogie. Everyone, please like the stream.
High.
Yeah, dude, I love the scene where he pretends to like shoot the crank into his arm. He has like a tennis ball in his armpit, and he acts like he like injects it, and then he goes, "That shit be kicking." He acts like he's all high from it. Yeah, I remember that movie. I just liked John Lovitz. He'd be like, "I just want to be loved. Is that so wrong?" He'd play like the super gay Jewish guy on SNL. Loved it. All right.
Yeah.
So, little backstory. A couple years ago, Boogie told everyone that he had a rare form of blood cancer. And ever since then, he's used that as reasoning for a lot of his financial issues, and he's also recently he got in trouble with a lot of people because he was part of he helped to advertise a meme coin that ended up being a rug pull. And when people were like, well, why don't you get back the money you made from it? He was like, no, I used it on my cancer treatment. And then yesterday, randomly, Boogie got pressed really hard on whether or not his cancer is actually real. And we'll watch how the scene unfolded.
It's polycythemia vera, and there's another version of polycythemia that's not cancer related, and they were trying.
Your mic is
Fuck. Any better now?
Yeah. So and there's so many big names that came in on this too. Like Destiny randomly popped in, and Mr. Medicare showed up too. It was star-studded yesterday, and this is on LolCow Live. Originally, LolCow Live was going to be Darkside Phil, Wings of Redemption, and Boogie, but DSP is completely uncooperative. So it ended up being Tommy C, who I like a lot, who isn't a LolCow. I don't think he is, but you know, he's a good wrangler, so he's a good host for that show.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like a real LolCow podcast would be like DSP, King Cobra, and Chris Chan. Could you imagine that as the LolCow podcast? And the DSP as the highest IQ one there is trying to like wrangle them, but he's also a moron. But he's like, probably out of those three, who has the highest IQ? I would say Phil.
Chris Chan would be the Boogie, DSP would be the Tommy C, and King Cobra would be the Wings of Redemption.
Yep, it's true. Nope, you nailed it. All right, here we go.
Please don't quit on us, guys.
So originally, the theme of this show is Keemstar, and I think it might have been a little kayfabe. Keemstar's fed up and he's quitting LolCow Live. That was the original theme of this show that they were doing here.
Yeah, he did a stream before that he was like, forget this, I'm not going to be doing LolCow Live on screen anymore. He's like, none of these guys care about the show. Good luck, you know, do it yourselves. And then today they got together and they were having a very, you know, heartwarming beginning to the stream.
And like
things were going very good for Boogie.
It is true though, when like 2 out of the 3 guys, the main guys on the show, suffer from like chronic laziness, it can be hard to keep things pumping along. It can be a struggle.
Boogie put in a lot of work for this podcast. Like
you're starting already, aren't you?
Well, I think that one big thing about Boogie is that this past 2 weeks, he went into both of these scenarios thinking that he was going to get a win, and then the crypto thing, not a win. I don't think he thought he was scamming people, and then boom, he got shit on. And then with this, he goes to Keemstar's house. He's hanging out at Keemstar's engagement party. Congratulations, Keemstar. Brantley getting married. That's an awesome thing.
He
comes home feeling all good about his trip. And then, you know, this happens.
Only 20-year-old Zoomers who don't even have money to donate need that high-energy fake bullshit.
I was going to quit.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not
this morning, and I said, well,
wow, the foreshadowing. Boogie's like, I'm not leaving this show. I'm not going anywhere.
well, instead of going out,
wow,
why don't we just thank
wow,
everybody? And you're like, I got wings back. I'm like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah, I don't want to go anywhere. I want to make. You know, look, Keemstar is an incredible entertainer. He's a great draw to the show. Obviously, every time he can get in here, I want him in here. That's fine. Okay. Beyond that, this show doesn't have to have him. Look, I'm grateful for the opportunity. I'm grateful that Keem has helped me pay my fucking rent. I'm grateful for the lifeline. I'm grateful for the fight. I'm grateful that he wanted me as a engagement. I'm grateful for all that shit. Okay? Stupid fucking delusional me. I thought me and the gnome were becoming friends. I thought we were going to be friends.
Ha ha ha.
How fucking stupid am I? How fucking stupid am I, huh?
Look, everybody watching, everybody's mad at Boogie, but like honestly, Boogie needs your money now more than ever. He's had to resort to lying about cancer to get money. That's really, really bad.
There have been times where I was waiting to get like biopsy results, and you didn't hear a word of it from me. Because, like, I'm not going to even mention it. You know what? Even if I got diagnosed, I probably wouldn't say anything about it until, like, it's, like, the obvious signs started to show. I don't want people to know about that shit.
The trolls would call you Chemo Boy all the time.
Something like that. Chemo Howling Wolf. I'd be Chemo Howling Wolf. I've got to wear diapers because I got ass cancer.
Hey guys, Ben could be hiding cancer right now from you. Please donate
I
to the
could.
stream.
I'm due for a colonoscopy. I don't know.
Tweet. Yeah, when he put out his tweet, he's like,
really quickly though, like we don't know for a fact that Boogie lied about cancer.
I knew you were going to say this.
And we
Okay,
don't
how
know
long
for
are
a
we
fact-
into this? 22 minutes.
We don't know for a fact
It only
that-
took Billy
We don't even
22
know for a
minutes
fact-
before he said this.
We don't even know for a fact that Boogie does or doesn't have cancer.
I knew you were
From
going to
now
say
on
this.
out, I would like to refer to Boogie's cancer as Schrodinger's cancer.
Is that the kid that plays the piano in the Charlie Brown specials?
That's not
Schrodinger's?
No. He has Schrodinger's cancer. Until this test come back, he does and doesn't both have cancer.
If I have colon cancer and have to have part of my colon removed, you can call me semicolon.
oh, the happiest I've ever been. I got the girl of my dreams when I was surrounded by family and friends. I thought he counted me and you amongst the friends. And then meanwhile, he's still fucking mad that I had a number one. I should have never talked to CoffeeZilla to begin with. It was a joke, CoffeeZilla.
Who told you that?
Of course you fucking did.
Who told
Much
you
less
that?
the second
Already calling
time.
you Chem
Then
pie.
in this, by the way,
So low,
CoffeeZilla
guys.
records you
He hasn't even
without.
announced
Tried
he
to
doesn't
get
have cancer yet.
CWC
That's
on
so
the show
low.
once. She responded with a DM about souls and life assassins nonsense that basically amounted to saying no.
Yes. Yeah. No. It amounted to, I don't think I'm a lol, because I saw that. It amounted to, I don't think I'm a lolcow, so I'm not going to be on your show. I'm not a lolcow. Is basically what
And
Chris
that's why
Chan
they
said
need
in
to
a
be like,
very
"Tell me
lolcow
she's not a
way.
lolcow."
Without telling you he records you.
That's not
Name
true.
a
He told-
YouTuber does.
he told
no,
me.
he did in the first time. But before you hit record, tell people you're recording.
How did
I
you
think
make this
Two
about
of the three
CoffeeZilla?
guys on the screen have
While
been on
Billy
this
the
show,
Fridge.
yes. And I was on
Glad
Lolcow
you're
Live a
back on
couple
the
weeks
show.
ago. Heyo, what's up, Drake? So, cheers.
Don't you talk
I'm just
about
saying,
this.
because the whole thing Keemstar said he was mad about is that I told CoffeeZilla he hadn't paid us for the month yet, and I didn't know how much it was going to be, and I couldn't count on that income.
Keemstar said you hadn't been paid, period. Not
And again,
just for the
Keemstar
month.
also said that I told him that Rich was on the Sunday show when I obviously I wouldn't fucking say that. Keemstar's easily confused, apparently.
I
Take
think
your
Keemstar
Alzheimer's
needs glasses.
medication.
I think he needs glasses because there's multiple. Like just now, I go, "Where are we doing the show at?" He goes, "Yeah, the show's in 15 minutes." I go, "Where's
Where?
we doing the show at?"
Where?
Yeah, like he like the other day when Grace was trying to get his address to go to the
Mountain Dew. Boogie in his fucking Mountain Dew.
I go, "Hey, King,
Is that
Grace
Mountain
wants me
Dew
to give
Zero,
her
or
the
is that
address.
full fucking
I have no idea.
sugar?
I can't.
Can
tell
I
the
give her the
difference.
address?" And he goes,
And what's in there? He just drank a Mountain Dew and now he's
He's got
drinking
to chase
something-
He's got to chase his Mountain Dew with anti-diabetic serum.
"Why the fuck you giving people my address?" It's like you can't read.
Asking permission.
I think it's up to us to figure out if we're going to dictate our money or not. I just think it's crappy because Keemstar obviously is still the biggest pool right now, and I think it's a bad timing. Like
Yeah,
even if he
terrible
gave it to October,
Well, Tommy's going on vacation.
Yeah.
What, this is going to be me and you talking about McDonald's for 2 fucking weeks?
Yes, probably.
And it sucks because
he basically
it
had his
sucks.
apartment in an
guys,
abandoned lot.
I want to point out, even if Boogie doesn't have cancer, the amount of Mountain Dew he has means he's going to possibly get it one day. So we should really feel bad for Boogie.
2 acres down.
It sucks because I had a good fucking time, and I thought me and this motherfucker were finally going to start being on at least friendly terms, like friends. I'd like to be his fucking friend. I guess that's not a thing
This sounds so desperate and pathetic.
that's going to happen,
Why don't you just
and
work
that's
for him?
fine, Keem.
Just work
But I
for him.
fucking like you. I fucking actually started liking you during this trip. I've always liked you a little bit, but during this trip, I'm like, man, he's a cool fucking guy. I like his fucking. I get the swagger. I get the bit. I understand why you are the way you are. You're a fucking redneck.
You can tell Boogie. You can tell Boogie's known Keemstar the least of all of us.
That what I what?
You could tell that you've known him the least of all of us.
I've known him for like.
I think
12
Keemstar's
years.
been there for Boogie the most out of all of them. That's the difference. When Boogie was at his lowest lows, Keem was really trying to pull him out of it and then finally gave up on him for good reason. Boogie was just fucking being down.
And he's always been pretty much this, but I thought this trip was where he let down the guard and decided to be a person.
Sorry.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Not
So
really
I had
well.
some time to think about it because I was on Team Boogie here for a second, and the time I sat there and thought about it, I'm like, okay, So he makes us go out there. We spend all this money. Like, regardless, the show's picking it up. The show.
All right, so I'm going to skip to where Keemstar shows up, and that's where things really start to heat up.
Yeah, they almost got away scot-free. Everybody was like, we love you guys. Stay together. We don't need Keemstar. We love you guys. Then Keem came in and was like, fuck this.
Yep.
By the way.
He shakes up the box.
And how to join that. Let me turn my camera on here. All right, so everyone seems to be confused on why I'm upset. It's only a 30-minute stream that I did yesterday. I thought it was like crystal clear. First of all, here's the problem with the trip. All right, Boogie, you had to go meet 10 BO smelling fans, right?
No, 200, and I had to get paid to do it. It covered.
I seen the picture you posted on Twitter. Did you forget there's a picture?
Yes, that picture was for what was in line at that one moment. I was there for 8 hours each day, and there was a constant cycle of people.
I'm sure.
There was.
And that was so important.
Ask any fan that was there. And yes, it is important because, like you said, this show might not be around forever, but I've had a 5-year-long relationship with Austin. He pays me to go on 3 paid vacations a year. I already burnt the bridge with Retropalooza for this show, and I didn't want to burn the only bridge I have left. Is that unfair?
It wasn't important for you to be there. You guys wanted to come early to make the content, and I said that's impossible because I got to get ready for the party. So look, it was impossible. You guys are only here for fucking 2 days. It's impossible to get the content done.
I came for the party.
It's unfair to Boogie. Keem is saying it's impossible for them to do stuff early because he has to do the
I'm so sorry
party.
For your cancer
and Boogie's
struggles,
like,
Ben. You're so brave and independent.
I don't have cancer.
Guys, 1 dono equals 1 prayer.
Boogie was willing to tell the internet every detail of his medical history and the medical procedures he has had to go through to fix them. But now he's being offered literal thousands for proof he has cancer, and he refuses to produce it.
I think it was like
it's the higher 5 figures.
Like 70 to 80.
It was $80,000, and we'll get to it. Yeah.
The party.
So I'm like, okay, well then let's just celebrate the successful show that we have, Local Live. It's been a successful show. And then as you're on the way here, I get a call from CoffeeZilla where you told him you don't get paid for this show.
No, I told him that no, here's what I told him, Keem, and you know this. I told him I I literally showed him in that phone call the receipt where you paid me on the 31st of the previous month. So there's a 0% chance that that's what he said to you. And if he is, he's a goddamn snake lying to your face.
Okay, so now
I
you're
literally showed it. Yeah,
okay, first of all, conversation. 1 minute. Just stop for a second. First of all, Wings' volume is low. The chat's been spamming it, so turn his volume up on Discord. And they're saying my thing is low. So turn the shit up. Fix it. So
don't turn mine up, Tommy. I'll fix mine.
Now let me finish my sentence, please. In that same conversation with CoffeeZilla, he wanted to see receipts for my income for the last 30 days. I showed him a receipt where you paid me on the 31st. So there is no way that CoffeeZilla was even remotely confused as to whether or not you have previously paid me. What I told him, and what I'm certain that he must have told you, unless he's a snake, was that you had not paid me yet for the month. I did not know what you were going to pay me because we were deducting money from the trip, and I didn't know how it was going to work, and I needed every dime in my bank account that I could to make sure that I could do
it. Always becomes overly complicated with Boogie too. There's always like over explanation of things. It's just
the traveling, and
we got to know Boogie when he was the Mr. Rogers of YouTube. Everybody loved him.
Cancer treatment.
Thank you.
Hope you feel better soon.
Thank you. I'll wait until I have cancer. Otherwise, I'm spending it on something else. I mean, like,
I'm so proud of you, man.
There was already a lot of detractors at that point, though, too. And like, I never agreed with the Mr. Rogers thing. Like, Mr. Rogers was a man of impeccable character. Like,
people thought Boogie was.
No. I'm not going to let you do this. Boogie, even at his best, did not hold the impeccable character of Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers was like, it's hard to even compare.
I mean, I'm not the one that calls him Mr. Rogers of YouTube.
Good, me neither. Good. Me
pay
neither.
my
That was
fucking
like a,
mortgage
that was like a
and pay
known
my
moniker for him.
Well, they're dumb. Whoever said that's dumb.
medical bills and pay for everything else.
A whole ton of fucking words. A whole ton of words. But CoffeeZilla didn't just tell me that you told him that you weren't getting paid from this show. He played the fucking recording because he recorded you.
Then why? Then I understand that. Do you think people can edit things to be a little bit out of context?
Oh, come on.
Because in that same conversation, in the same conversation with Coffee, I sent him a receipt where you had paid me 28 days earlier. So it is completely illogical for that to have been.
That's a bad argument. I'm trying to teach you, buddy. That's a bad bargain.
It doesn't matter. That's the reality of it.
It's not
The reason why CoffeeZilla wanted to call me and speak to me is because he wanted to find out if you were getting paid for the show. Because after the conversation, he
can't be that retarded because he just saw a receipt.
Let me finish what I'm saying. After the conversation with you, he was led to believe that I was not paying you.
Then he's goddamn retarded because I literally texted him a receipt where you paid me.
And I heard the recording and you said, I'm not getting, he goes, are you going to do the right thing and refund this 10K back to the people or whatever the fuck for the crypto scam? And he said, I can't, that money's gone.
Because I'm not getting paid this month I don't know if I'm getting paid this month. That's what I said.
Oh my God. So this is why I'm pissed, people. He's going around and telling fucking YouTubers that I'm not paying him. Now here goes the second thing with Wings. All right. Wings, I heard about this cost this and that cost this and this cost this and oh my God, that cost this. I didn't hear about, oh my God, I got a fucking check for like $2,000 this month. I got a check for fucking $2,100 this month. I haven't heard you talking about the money you making. All I've heard is about the money that you're spending. I don't get it. You should be grateful for this show. But then last night I see you on a stream like painting this fantasy that I'm scamming you.
This is probably why Keem was like, hey, Destiny, I hear you're doing an investigation on Boogie's cancer. Maybe you should come on.
No, he would have brought Destiny on with or without this. That's what this show's about. It's about holding the guys to the fire and letting them either learn from their mistakes or burn in front of everybody and then do it all over again. The big thing about lolcows is they cycle. They do this stuff over and over and over and over and over again. It's a part of their character. It's the way they react to accusations.
It's like, what the I got Boogie over here telling YouTubers that I'm not paying him at all. I got Wings painting a picture that I'm stealing from the show. What the I have a right to be pissed, and nobody's grateful.
First off, you had already left the show by the time you heard this clip. Let's not pretend this. Like, this is something you're like putting in after the fact.
Well, leaving the show is like a loose term, right? I'm always going to be working behind the scenes. I'm just not doing these live streams anymore.
Yeah, what happens on the 20th, by the way, and Tommy's on vacation?
Well, I'm working behind the scenes. I'm just not going on camera. We'll figure it out. By the way, I hear Jordy wants to start doing streams, but this show has a serious problem. It comes down to the little details. I sat here and watched the beginning of the fucking show, and at no point did somebody say, Wings, turn your fucking camera on. Like, you guys don't care. You don't care.
It's like someone's got their camera off the whole... Look at Tommy's face. He's like, what?
It's because Wings' light like fell down or something and took away his facial lighting.
He's sitting there in the...
He's got pretty bad light. He has the worst lighting right now.
Yeah, he's going to pick up his light from the ground where it shows that it fell down because it broke.
Fucking dark. No one gives a shit.
My light just fell off the wall like during.
No one gives a shit. No one cares. Oh, sure, I'll be a guest on the show. Maybe I have to cover when Tommy's gone or something. But I can't be doing these live shows anymore. I'm not supposed to do the live shows. And honestly, I think moving forward, you don't need the editor. Maybe the editor takes less pay and he does like the shorts and stuff like that where you do need an editor.
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
Just go live. What's the point? Those fucking Sunday shows, the views are going down and down and down and down and down and down and down. You might as well just go live and keep it up. All right, go live on fucking Tuesday or whatever day we do it. I forgot at this point. Go live on Sunday with a guest, hopefully, right? For like an hour. And then just, during the live streams on the Sundays, I would go out of my way to make sure you're not talking to the audience. So like treat that one different where you're not interacting with chat, right? This is my suggestions for the show. All right. No more hiding the live streams. Just keep them public. I think this is the best way moving forward because the videos themselves are not helping the show. The only thing that's helping the show is a fucking live stream.
Okay. 2 week. Done.
Yep.
Done. Easy.
Rod.
And then obviously
that'd help me because
I did think it was weird that like when LolCow Live first came out, it wasn't live. And then they started doing live streams like a month later.
Yeah, they just had to go with the LolCow Live name because they started the LolCow podcast.
And they hired like a scammer. Yeah.
Yeah, a troll found his way into their conversation under the guise that he was working with I don't know, somebody, but I think it was a DSP troll or something.
Yeah.
He took the LolCow podcast name before they could get it because they thought he was one of the guys working with them, and he snagged it, then disappeared. So they had to go LolCow Live.
Yep.
Because we do them back to back. We do the live show, then we record the regular show, and I always have like a bankruptcy of jokes.
I think they should have with LolCow TV Radio.
Between them, because I burn everything on the live show, got nothing for the next show.
I'm bringing a buddy.
All right, so this is where it goes crazy.
Onto the show. You are not gonna fucking like this.
Yeah, I didn't think I would. Still showed up anyway.
How you guys doing tonight? What's going on? Yeah, how's it going? We can see you. You guys look fantastic.
What kind of guest is this?
Turn it on. I mean, some of you. Don't be so friendly.
Oh, there you go.
Oh my God, we're on. I'm not X. Okay. We don't need him. Don't worry about him. Yeah, you can say whatever you want. It's gonna be like
together a twink coven now that his wife left him.
All right, are we good to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right,
you're good.
Okay. Boogie2988, you are being confronted tonight.
Go
I
ahead.
am 99% sure that you are faking. No, don't move. You are faking your cancer diagnosis, Boogie.
Okay, let's hear that.
Let's hear that. Did the doctor ever tell you, or did he ever say the word cancer?
He said polycythemia vera, which is a form of cancer, as he explained it to me. And no, it is not secondary polycythemia, which is Nicholas Diorio's explanation for this bullshit.
So I think it is secondary polycythemia.
Well, then
can you
why
explain?
Why would he call it polycythemia vera? Why would he tell me that I have hormone markers in my blood that tells me I have polycythemia vera? Why does he order a bone marrow biopsy to confirm it?
Well, if he ordered a bone marrow biopsy to confirm it, it would be weird that you told us that you already had a diagnosis and a confirmation.
Because the markers are in my blood. The hormone markers are in my blood, Destiny.
Correct. But you said that you'd received a diagnosis, but now you just told me you got a bone marrow biopsy.
It's a diagnosis, and now we're confirming. It's called a confirmation. The hormone markers are already in my blood.
Yep.
And
so I think
we are confirming it with the biopsy because I'm wanting to do that, because I'm praying to God I don't have cancer.
Oh, see, he goes there. It doesn't make sense for him to have this procedure right now if he was already diagnosed with it 2 years later. It doesn't make a lot of sense, especially if he's hurt for cash. He should be spending on the actual cancer treatment, not another test to see if he has it.
Unless he was waiting on getting enough cash to pay for the test.
2 years later?
What the crypto scam money was for.
God, I'm taking the 1 in a million fucking chance that they're fucking wrong. And there's another reason I have the hormone imbalances in my blood.
Yeah. Why are you praying to God 2 years after you said that you have cancer, that you don't have cancer?
Because 2 years ago, they told me I have polycythemia vera based on the fact that I had increased red blood cell counts and
look at wings,
increased hemoglobin, and the hormone markers in my blood, and it all spelled pretty definitively that I have this. And so he wanted to get a bone marrow biopsy, but it is intrusive and expensive, so they decided to forego it. I would like to still get it done because I am hopeful, I am praying that there's a fucking merciful God of the world that would be willing to fucking let this be wrong, even though it most certainly is not.
Okay, if it certainly is not, then there's no point in getting it. Even if there's like hardly any chance at all, Like the smallest sliver of a chance, there's no point in getting it. So he's basically here admitting that he doesn't even know for sure if he has it.
Yeah, it's Schrodinger's cancer. Makes complete sense.
So why are you talking about expensive cancer treatments if they don't even know if you have cancer? That nothing has been.
They're treating it, dipshit. Because they've been treating it for 2 fucking years.
How are they treating it, Boogie?
Blood test, blood thinners, bloodletting, medications. They're trying to get my weight down. I'm seeing the doctor every 3 fucking months. I'm doing blood tests every fucking month. We're doing it.
So they don't know if
what
you
do
have cancer or not. So we can understand
you
this.
Want to hold my fucking hand?
I can explain everything. Right. So Boogie has a condition called polycythemia, which means there's an elevation.
Polycythemia vera.
Let him talk, you fat. I want to hear the guy that actually knows something.
Polycythemia vera.
Shut up, Boogie. I want to hear the guy who actually knows something.
He knows more about my fucking medical diagnosis.
Yes. I guarantee. Well, he's
go right the fuck ahead. I was in the fucking room. My girlfriend was in the fucking room. And they told me,
you are filibustering.
Destiny. Go right
You are filibustering, sir.
Be nice. Okay, yeah, we'll go ahead. Okay. So I think that Boogie was told that he has polycythemia, which means he has an elevation of his red blood cells.
Yeah. So polycythemia is just elevation of red blood cells. Vera means that there's cancer in your blood.
Yeah, the polycythemia secondary is that it's polycythemia by way of like sleep apnea or an external condition.
Yes.
And polycythemia vera means it's polycythemia via an internal situation, cancer in the blood cells.
Doing bloodletting after the Middle Ages.
Yeah, that was news to me.
But Boogie is from Arkansas and runs with shamans, so
now. There is a cancer known as polycythemia vera, which is caused by a mutation in some part of your body that causes an elevation of 3 different levels of things you'll find. One of those is the red blood cell count. However, when Boogie was talking about the polycythemia,
I can see why Boogie would want it to be polycythemia vera. If it's polycythemia secondary, then he's just a fat ass. But if it's polycythemia vera, he's a mutant. That's pretty cool.
A couple things that I thought were interesting. The first was that taking an exogenous hormone, TRT, testosterone, that caused an increase in him developing this condition. So taking testosterone will not cause you to develop a cancer. That doesn't, not for this particular cancer, it won't. It will cause you to develop secondary polycythemia. The second thing that he mentioned was that his doctor ordered a sleep study. That's because one of the things that can cause your body to produce more red blood cells is if you have hypoxemia, which is a lower count of, or a low amount of oxygen in your blood for an extended period of time. And the reason why he ordered that sleep study is probably because Boogie either has pulmonary obstructive something, or he has, as he mentioned, sleep apnea. And sleep apnea, which is a decrease in oxygen.
And D too long. He's seeking out medical advice from druids when he should be going to a cleric.
That guy was not a druid. That guy was some kind of weird hillbilly that ended up trying to blackmail him. It's kind of interesting. But anyway, there's a good chance Boogie just has sleep apnea, and that's causing the high red blood cell count. Because a lot of fat people have
polycythemia secondary.
Overnight,
a lot of fat people have sleep apnea.
It can lead to a decrease in
a high blood cell content for a person of color.
Oxygen in your blood, which can lead to an
you got a high sickle cell blood cell content
increase in the production of red blood cells. All of the things that Boogie described, both the things that cause this and the treatments for it, are consistent with secondary polycythemia. None of these are consistent with cancer, and the fact that he's saying that they've now ordered a biopsy 2 years after. 2 years after.
May I review?
Let me finish real quick.
He's not done. He's not done.
Yeah. 2 years ago, you said that you had a cancer diagnosis, but now you just said now they're doing a biopsy to check for cancer.
Confirmation.
They wouldn't do this 2 years later for confirmation.
Confirmation.
Is this House MD? Are we treating a blood cancer without actually confirming it yet? For 2 years, you've been having a cancer treatment without confirming there's actually cancer there?
Because it was in my blood markers, and that's pretty goddamn definitive. You can Google that, Destiny. When you have the hormones, when you have the hormone in the blood that is produced by this cancer, it's pretty goddamn definitive. It doesn't show up for just the sake of it.
Can I say something real quick?
Did we fact check that?
have all you won't keep saying you're the patient. You know what your body has.
Yes.
When I go to the doctor, they give me like this, which is like papers that will tell me.
And I was going to say, Boogie can have this whole thing.
the
Tell me a
diagnosis.
single document with polycythemia vera on it. You don't have one. I don't think the doctor ever diagnosed you with it.
Can I ask you something, Destiny? Is it possible that when the doctor was seeing him,
host of the show known for throwing not piss recently got a CPAP machine and he has said it's been like night and day for him mentally.
I'm pretty sure I threw the pee, and I did also get a CPAP machine, and it's not been night and day mentally. It's been okay.
I have a CPAP and I could never really fall asleep with it because it like makes me feel claustrophobic. And I tried all the different masks. Like I had the one that just went up my nose and that didn't work. Then I got the one that like covered like my whole mouth. Then I got one where I was like an astronaut where it covered like my whole face like this. It just didn't work. I'm a side sleeper too, which it like kind of breaks the seal on your face because you're
put
like
the hormones in the blood.
Anyway.
And you shake it all up.
Shake it up. Shake it
the
up.
The doctors told me I should be sleeping on my side because sleeping on my back has a higher risk of me dying with the sleep apnea on. And I'm like, I just don't feel comfortable on my side, doctor. And I can barely get comfortable with the mask on.
I have to sleep on my side because when I sleep on my back, my neck is bent in a certain way and I have spinal damage in my neck. So it makes both my arms go completely numb when I sleep on my back. So I have to sleep on my side. And I can't imagine like not sleeping on my side. But what I did to help with the sleep apnea is I had internal nasal what do they call it? Reshaping. They use it when they do like rhinoplasties. So I basically got a nose job, but they didn't change the outside. They only changed the inside. They went in and like melted away a bunch of flesh to like widen my nose on the inside. So it helps a little bit.
would have polycythemia, if I'm saying it correctly, or polycythemia vera, but you don't have the cancer version. You have this version. Is that possible? I'm asking him. Is it? It could be like a lost in translation type situation.
Yeah, so polycythemia just means you have an elevation of red blood cells. That's all it means. Your red blood cell count is high.
So you could just be fat and sleep apnea can create that, because I'm both.
Sleep apnea could do it, anything, like that.
Because I'm both.
Could cause it. And the fact that Boogie said, we knew that when I was taking TRT, this was a risk of that. That means that risk is to develop secondary polycythemia. That was the risk, and then that is what ended up happening, unfortunately. But it's not cancer. That was induced because of just a low oxygenation of the blood.
So why explain to me, Destiny, why there are markers, hormone markers in my blood that have tested positively for polycythemia vera? Explain that.
If there was,
medical papers, dude.
I'm never showing any of these motherfuckers my medical papers. Go f yourself.
It's just weird that Boogie acts like things are off limits when he's done so much oversharing that it's weird that this is the one thing, the thing that could vindicate him with, the thing that could vindicate him with all the claims he's made when he's used us as a scapegoat for everything. When he had a scene in his documentary where him and his girlfriend are like naked in a bathtub together. He shared the cancer. So like the extra step just to show the paperwork, not even publicly, to one of these guys that already know like his address and his personal details. The fact that he's unwilling to do it for them is the kind of the nail in the coffin for a lot of people.
Yeah, this is very much lolcow behavior on Boogie's part.
I said that 2 years ago, and I'm staying by it now. Destiny, Jackson Clark, Keemstar, you can see it when I fucking die.
Yeah, Jordy's showing his like literally right now. Give him the money. Give Wings the 80 grand. Wings seems pretty cool. Like, I think he mellowed out. I think 10 years ago, he was a lot more lolcow-like. I don't know what happened with him. I think he kind of figured out a different philosophy. And he like, you know, met this woman and stuff that he's with now, too. But
yeah, I don't think he was as much of a lolcow.
He was
in moments. He would have his moments, but he was always like a big gamer guy. Boogie was a big gamer guy too.
He was a big
gamer of the year.
He was a big gamer guy, and he talked a big game. And then this nobody challenged him to like a 1-on-1 in, I think it was Call of Duty, and the guy figured out.
Listen here,
Wings.
Fats. I'm giving you guys some money. Just don't touch my hairy legs.
Smooth 'em out.
You dog face pony soldiers.
I'm touching those legs.
Some troll challenged Wings to like a 1-on-1 and beat him because he figured out just by watching him how he would normally use his strategy, and Wings would not. Wings freaked out and like left before he like officially lost when it was pretty clear that he was going to lose. I watched this whole documentary. It just kind of seemed like Wings mellowed out a lot. Wings went to Mexico for his gastric bypass too. He's kind of a daredevil like that.
It's cheaper.
It's way cheaper. There's a reason why.
My fucking goddamn medical record. I've given you every goddamn phone call. I've given you every fucking text. I've given you. It's never made a single goddamn thing better. I'm not gonna fucking do it. Go fuck yourselves.
You could easily end this right now by just showing
I would rather you motherfuckers. I would rather you motherfuckers continue to LARP. I would rather you motherfuckers continue to LARP.
Right now, though, that's making content.
Have the last goddamn thing. The last goddamn thing.
You're the one accused of LARPing.
Security I have in the fucking world.
You're the one being
so the
accused of LARPing.
the easy thing here is if there are blood markers that definitively confirm polycythemia vera as a blood cancer, then why are they doing a biopsy?
Because I'm insisting on it, because I'm hoping they're wrong.
So you're ordering it? And by the way, it doesn't work that way. Like if a doctor, you can't like demand a certain, especially something like a bone marrow thing. That's not like taking a blood test. They have to dig into your bones and take marrow out. So they're not normally just going to do that because you ask them to. There has to be a good reason. You can't just be like,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know that a lot of what Boogie says is making sense, but this is what he does when he gets backed into a corner. He fucking doesn't make sense a lot of the time.
That's if him being that's just what he does. I don't care. Like it's still fucking stupid.
Yeah, nobody cares about Boogie. Literally nobody cares about Boogie. The majority of people right now.
It's not
are
about
like,
me not caring
Boogie,
about him.
Boogie
I don't
needs to
care that
die.
that's what he does.
Needs to die.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying I don't. That's just what he does. Isn't an excuse. Like it's like
I didn't say it's an excuse. I'm saying it's a reason.
So what's the point of
everybody? Because everybody is expecting Boogie to all of a sudden be a regular human being. We've seen for the past 7 years that's not Boogie. There's a reason why he's on the LolCow podcast.
I think we've agreed already there are people on the LolCow podcast that hold it together better.
Wait, why would you have to insist on a biopsy if you can confirm
and
with
nobody
with
does it
blood
better
markers?
than Boogie?
It's because
I'm
you can't.
hoping that I are wrong. Because I'm hoping they are wrong.
You're hoping they're wrong, then why 2 years ago you're talking about fighting cancer? Why would you be
Because
talking
I have
about
been for 2 years, Destiny.
fighting cancer? How? With what? With blood thinners?
Because
this one's for you, Boogie.
Because because you treat polycythemia vera almost identically to the way that you treat polycythemia, because you can't attack the cancer directly. All you can do is treat the symptoms, and the symptoms are identical to polycythemia because it's the same fucking thing, with the exception of one's getting caused by an external source and the other's being caused by fucking cancer. And in this case, it's getting caused by fucking cancer. Destiny.
You should start.
So I do think there
Bear
are
in the
treatments available
chat
for
says he's a pathological liar. Penguin Zero Moist Critical Charlie said he's a pathological liar. So many people are saying Boogie is a pathological liar, and at that point, that's a mental illness, and you have to realize that when you deal with him.
Okay. Well, I mean, there are some people that have mental illnesses that are able to treat their mental illness and get more positive results out of it. But in order for that to happen, you have to like really get into treatment for that to happen, and I don't think Boogie's actually doing that.
Yeah, no, I don't think he's probably on the list of things that he has needed to be treated. I don't think pathological lying is up there for him.
It should be, because cancer shouldn't be one of them.
Vera, and I think that the outcomes for that are significantly worse than just having it induced by some other thing like sleep apnea or hypoxia. But I mean, if you wanted to,
plan is pretty identical. The treatment plan is pretty identical.
So if there are two huge things. So one, you could show it to a private party and they could confirm, somebody like Keemstar. But two, the issue is that if you want to keep your medical issues to yourself, I think everybody is entitled to that right, obviously.
I should have never talked about it to begin with. This is one of the reasons I was going to do a GoFundMe. This is one of the reasons I was going to do a GoFundMe was because they verify, for the record. They verify. That would be the third party that I would go forward with.
Yeah, so GoFundMe does not do the best verification.
Now, everybody's saying mentally ill people are responsible for their mental illnesses. Sure, of course. But when you back somebody into a corner,
he backs himself into the corner.
Liar. Don't expect them to all of a sudden be the healthiest person dealing with your accusations. They're going to go right into their normal triggers and their normal conditions, and they're going to pathologically lie. Like, we can shit on Boogie all we want, but at some point we have to realize this is exactly what Boogie's going to fucking do. Why are we doing the same thing, trying to get different results out of him?
He backs himself into the corner, right? Like, he creates the initial lie.
No, he very much welcomes ridicule, and then the ridicule puts him in a situation where he has to
tells another lie and backs himself up more. And then he tells another lie and backs himself up even more. Then he tells another lie.
That's what pathological lying does.
He backs himself into a corner. You sound like Boogie defending Boogie right now.
That's ridiculous to say when you have people that have millions of YouTube viewers going after Boogie for his lies, and then they know for a fact he's like a jackpot machine at a casino. They put the quarter in, and all of a sudden, jackpot, all of his lies come out. We know that's how Boogie works, and we continue to do it because it gets virtuous views.
I hardly ever talk about Boogie. Hardly ever.
I'm not saying you, Ben.
Well,
you said millions of subscribers.
You said we.
Multiple times
I said
in the past.
the
but the issue is that you say that you shouldn't have talked about it.
Oh, kind of like how Vito used it that one time.
But the fact is that you did.
I don't remember. Is that the pedo allegation?
Yeah. He said we when defending to PDF when referring to PDF files.
The day that you got this,
I think you could tell the difference in my speech and that saying. But if not, then let me reiterate: we love to have virtue entertainment where we attack people and watch them do the stupid thing they do over and over again. We do that on Drunken Peasants all the time with other lolcows. So yeah, we as a people love to push people into their conditions and watch them explode. It's funny. It's fun. We do that.
I just don't think it's an excuse. I don't think it's an excuse.
I don't think there's any excuse for Boogie right now that will work. I'm not excusing Boogie. I'm commenting on the situation.
It's well, you're commenting like in the realm of like a justification, right?
I'm giving some depth to this situation that people may or may not think about. It just kind of
sounds like the shit Boogie says about himself. Like I'm a victim, everyone comes at me. I have a mental illness.
I mean, he never
talks about what he does to improve upon this kind of thing. He's done like the kitschy kind of like, "Ooh, I saw a shaman in the woods" or whatever, but what is he like really doing from maybe even like a medical or psychiatric level? I
don't know. Let's have him show the papers, Boogie. Show us what you do to make your life better. Because, Boogie, I don't think you do take care of yourself at all. Judging by that 500-pound body, I think you're just a lazy fat shit that plays video games and fucks 20-year-old girls all day. What the fuck, Boogie?
I don't have a problem with any of that.
Considering doing this, but I just got my diagnosis today, so you weren't doing it instantly.
I sat on it for a while.
On your tweet, did you not say that I got my diagnosis today and then talk about it?
They told me. Okay, they told me in the office that they were worried about it. Then they did the blood tests. Then yes, I did tweet about it on the day that I got confirmation. But I sat on it for a couple of months before, or for a couple of weeks before talking about it because it took a while for us to get the blood results back.
So you sat on it when you didn't know the answer? That's not called sitting on it. That's just called waiting for an answer.
Yeah. So their whole thing is like. Because Boogie revels in victimhood, and when the theory now is that he was told it could be cancer, and his first instinct was I have cancer, and went to the internet and announced that he had it, and the prevailing theory is he doesn't know for sure, and maybe even knows now that he doesn't, but he doesn't want to admit that now because he knows that people are going to attack him for that. So he does, like, he's afraid to admit that he actually doesn't have it. So
Boogie's.
Do you think he knows that he doesn't have it?
I mean, he honestly he might
lying and Boogie scamming his audience for fake cancer. This needs to get called out.
You can call it out. Go ahead.
He might have had the diagnosis from his doctor that it could be polycythemia secondary. It could be polycythemia vera. There's things in here that make me think it's polycythemia vera, but because the treatment for both is the same, we're just going to run with the treatment and not do the extra testing. That could have been it. And he could have went with saying, yeah, I have cancer because the chance of him having cancer was there. And he could have spoken like an idiot and did whatever he did. There's so much to this. Like I don't know if
he keeps doing it too. Like it wasn't just the video like 2 years ago. He's always like, oh, I'm having like later on, Tommy C will say in private conversation a couple days ago, he brings it up. He brings it up kind of like how he brings up how he was molested as a kid. Like he revels in that victimhood.
He has always been in the business of woe is me. It's not a new thing. It's not since his fall from grace. If you look at Boogie early on, one of his most successful videos is a Draw My Life. And people connected with Boogie because of his sad story.
And by the way,
he's been telling that sad story his entire life, and it's gotten him affection. It's gotten him a love. It's gotten him respect. It's gotten him all sorts of endearment. And that's
it's
why
gotten
he
him
continues
this
to
now.
go back to this.
And it's gotten him this now.
Because now people are tired of it. But
they've been tired of it
they
for
were
a
like,
while.
oh, this. Yeah, 7 years at least. Plus some. And before, though, people were like, this poor guy, I want to see him do good. And they wanted to support Boogie. And they said, despite all that, he's doing really well. And then when he wasn't doing really well anymore, they were like, fuck this guy. Shut up about it. We hate it. But the woe is me mentality has been in there the entire time. And now it's all he kind of has. And if he is a pathological liar, and if he can't help but say things that aren't true, it's kind of even sadder than cancer.
This is why I push back about the Mr. Rogers thing. Mr. Rogers never played the victim or advocated for playing the victim. He actually advocated for the opposite. So the whole, like, whoever originally coined the phrase, which some people are saying Boogie gave it to himself, it's so inaccurate that I never bought into it, and it makes me cringe when I hear people say it.
It was a very popular description.
I don't care if it's popular. Popular shit is wrong all the time. It's bad.
Doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. It was a moniker that was given to him.
It's okay. It's a stupid moniker.
He crushed it.
Also, if you were so keen on diagnosing whether you had cancer or not, why would you wait 2 years to get the
followed my Twitter before? But I tend to tweet as it happens. This one I decided to stand on for a little while.
Real-time news, motherfucker.
I don't understand why you're waiting.
Facile cancer diagnosis.
Cancer is pretty serious.
There's no cancer.
Serious.
Somebody says Boogie likes to use the internet to continue being a child. Yes. Boogie is obviously an adult child. I think a lot of people right now on YouTube are. I think Tommy C's got a bit of an adult child thing, maybe an adult teenager thing going with the arcade behind him, an adult teenager.
Soccer jerseys.
There's some. What?
He's got a collection of soccer jerseys hanging from his walls also. That's what all those are.
Yeah, I think there's different levels of men not becoming the perspective.
I love it how you're like,
days.
yeah, Boogie does that, but everybody does it. All right, sorry.
I'm just saying it's a very common occurrence now.
Okay.
There's no cancer here.
It's a very
there's
common
no proof of
occurrence
it. You
now.
can't show anybody proof of it because it's not real.
We get the choice to not grow up nowadays, and it's part of it is consumerism because they'd rather sell toys to adults and children if they could.
And I don't know. As somebody that like his mom had cancer, it's just a little bit gross. I feel like when people are talking publicly about fighting cancer and stuff.
The person that faked cancer before the chick. You know who I'm talking
about.
Boogie's cancer, it was never that serious of a cancer, even when he was talking about it. if you watch Tommy C, who's co-host of Lockout Live, he was doing his show Mini a couple years ago when Boogie came out with cancer. He was live. People were like, "Oh, Boogie has cancer" on his show, and Keemstar came into the call when it happened, and Keemstar said, "Boogie has cancer," and plays a stinger, a ba-dum stinger, and it was so funny. And that's how you need to react to any YouTuber telling you they have cancer initially, because it's like having cancer. It's not that big of a thing. Fighting cancer is the hard part. Going through chemo is the hard part. Watching yourself deteriorate in front of your loved ones and then maybe possibly even dying is the hard part. Someone saying they have cancer, it's like, oh, damn, okay, well, fight it. Do your best, Saying you have cancer, nobody should buy into that ever, whether it's Boogie or anybody. You should be like, okay, well, we're rooting for you. Let's go. Let's go. And then when you see people deteriorate from cancer, that's when it gets sad. That's when it's like,
there's
damn.
different types and different stages of cancer, so that depends.
Yeah.
There's
Val Kilmer. God, that was a hard one to watch. He fucking ran.
Well, he's
hard
still
through all
alive.
that.
It was his throat. He got it in his throat and like his
Is
face.
Val Kilmer still alive?
Yeah, pretty sure. Pretty sure he's still
I thought
alive.
he passed, but yeah.
Pretty sure he's still alive. It's just throat cancer. They have to remove like parts of your throat and sometimes parts of your face and that kind of stuff. I know he was in Top Gun Maverick, right?
He was. He was trending on Twitter the other night, and I was reading his tweets, and a lot of them were.
No,
back
he's
a couple
still alive.
of years.
More false
he's
information from Billy the Fridge. God damn it,
Ashley
Billy.
versus God says Kilmer is dead.
I remember that's vintage.
I believe Ashley the Locust God.
There's so many people that don't know that meme
Might
right
want to
now.
Google
Can I
that
ask
though.
Boogie, is it possible that you just jumped the gun on releasing your diagnosis thing?
No.
You don't think you jumped the gun a little bit?
Anything is possible, sure.
I just don't understand why you won't just go grab a piece of paper and just disprove them. Like you
I don't have
all these feelings.
Because I don't have
nothing with those words on it.
And like I said a year ago, when these motherfuckers tried to get it,
Hold on.
this is the one last thing I left.
excuse,
You
but
motherfuckers were in my marriage. You guys were in everything.
So, Billy, when you see something on Twitter, don't believe it.
Yeah.
Like, stop believing the thing you randomly read on Twitter.
Nope.
It's almost never right. Almost never right.
Thing else, you're in every aspect of my life.
It is.
Let me have one goddamn.
You're trying to
Let me have cancer.
You would rather Dick Soto tomorrow lead Boogie lies about cancer than to hand this over to you pieces of shit. That's
How about
just.
this?
I'd rather
Can
do
you
that.
get-
I'd rather
can you
do
get
that. Go
access-
ahead, print it, Dick
Boogie.
Soto. Go ahead and print it.
Can you get your patient portal up on your phone and like send it
Sure,
to Tommy?
and I'm
or
not going
somebody?
to. Sure,
He's never doing that. He does not have a cancer
I'm
diagnosis.
not
There's
going to
0% chance he has one. Every leading thing for this cancer diagnosis the doctor talked about has to do with secondary polycythemia. The sleep apnea was a contributor to that, and the TRT was a contributor to that.
Except for the hormone markers in my blood. Except we're
Yeah,
conveniently.
but if you had hormone markers for it, that's either a definitive diagnosis, in which case you wouldn't be getting a biopsy 2 years later, or it wasn't definitive, and you would have gotten a biopsy 2 years later instead of saying they're treating you for cancer for 2 years. You just said before that you don't have the money for extra medical stuff. If they don't need that test to confirm cancer, why would you spend extra money on a biopsy you don't need?
Have you heard of this, Destiny? I just got a bit of a windfall. You might have heard about it.
You may have heard of it. We have.
What's a windfall?
He did a $10,000 crypto scam, using partly his cancer thing as an excuse for why he needed to scam his fans.
I wanted to join real quick because you just got caught lying to about me to CoffeeZilla. All right, and now
see, he brought up. This is why I said I feel like Keemstar got Destiny to come on for this because of the whole CoffeeZilla thing.
Shelley Duvall.
Keemstar knew. Yeah, rest in peace, Shelley Duvall. Keemstar knew this was going on in the background. Turkey Tom, all the Nick DeOrio, all these guys were talking about this in the background, and then he had the ability to pull them on live during this, and
He
pulled
pulled
them on
one
and
person on
everything.
live during that. Well, at the beginning, anyway.
And now you're being confronted.
Everything started.
And now you're being confronted on.
You can
one
tell
of the
right
big-
now that Boogie is checked out of working with anybody on this. He's like he's just nope. He's in that defense mode where he's just nope. At this point, he's not even trying to do anything, which could be indicative of him knowing that he's caught. Could be indicative of him saying, no matter what I do now, It doesn't matter. I'm pissed that I'm being held out like this, but you can tell his demeanor has changed now.
Biggest lies on internet history.
I don't consider
Sure, go ahead.
And you won't prove it?
No.
You won't prove it?
I'd rather you go ahead and print it.
If this is true,
If
this is true, and you lied about cancer, this is the biggest scandal on the fucking internet.
It's not, but go ahead and print it anyway. Go ahead and print it anyway.
Wouldn't
Okay,
it be
so-
something if it turns out Boogie was lying about having cancer while he actually had an undiagnosed cancer? That would be crazy.
It's possible, but probably not the
I'm
case.
surprised Boogie still has a platform.
He does.
No,
when you
it's
get
not
to that
crazy
level,
for Boogie to still have a platform.
yeah, I was just gonna say, when you get to that level, it doesn't just go away, even if you have some like drama. But I'm looking at what happened. Like, Keem decides who comes on the stream. He brings Destiny on, is like, you're not gonna like this. Destiny comes on, does this. Keem comes back. He's like, you lied about me to CoffeeZilla. Now we're going to catch you in a lie here. I can tell you're lying about this. It just seems very deliberate.
Well, I guess just to wrap up, because we don't want to take all your guys' time tonight. So just as a couple things, right? So the story as laid out, if you look up secondary polycythemia versus polycythemia vera, all of the leading things that Boogie talks about leading to his condition are consistent with secondary polycythemia, not the mutation that would cause polycythemia vera. The things that Boogie says that his doctor wants him to check for afterwards, like doing a sleep study, are consistent with secondary polycythemia, not
And
primary
also
polycythemia. And the fact that he says, the fact that he says that he had the blood markers or something to confirm it 2 years ago, but is now getting a biopsy for secondary confirmation, even though he says he doesn't have the money for medical bills, but I guess now that he does have money, he's going to waste all of it on biopsying things that are already confirmed, or at least confirmed enough that he wanted to talk about it publicly for 2 years ago, and then use it to fundraise the money that he now has so that he can do the biopsy. That I don't even think he's doing, by the way. I don't think he's actually doing that.
So Destiny,
Yeah, he's tearing him up. It is true though. If you so desperately need money for treatment for a condition that you're mostly sure that you have, you're not going to spend the money on an expensive procedure and painful to take your bone marrow. Like, that's just craziness. You would get the regular standard treatment for the illness.
To summarize,
The only explanation I could think of is that he was pushing it off until he could afford the extra treatment, and it wasn't as important as they were still treating him for either version of polycythemia.
It's not
and
a treatment,
if he got
though.
the the treatment, the blood thinner and stuff.
No, I'm talking about the bone marrow biopsy. You wouldn't get that 2 years after diagnosis. It's not a treatment.
Unless it was 2 years for him to afford it, right?
No, it wouldn't be. No, you wouldn't wait. You would not wait 2 years after the initial diagnosis to get another biopsy. You would not do that because you can't afford it. They would make you would get it. You would get it and they'd put you on a payment plan for it. They wouldn't make you pay for it all at once. Like, you can claim financial hardship.
I don't know, I'm not a doctor.
You can claim financial hardship for a treatment like that and make payments on it over time. They wouldn't, like, for something like that, it wouldn't even be really option. I mean, obviously you'd have to agree to it, but no, the doctor would be like, well, no, we have to get this test now to determine what the issue actually is before we can move forward with your treatment. They're not going to be like, oh yeah, well, when you can afford that, we'll do that. And in the meantime, like, you can just like do this, I guess, until we know for sure. That doesn't make any sense at all.
It could have just been something that wasn't as important as the initial treatment. And then,
no.
As things progressed, maybe it got more.
Diagnosis is more important than the treatment, because you don't know what you're treating until you're diagnosed.
If they knew that he had one of the two versions of polycythemia,
yeah, they're very different.
Both are they very different?
Yeah, because one of them can be caused by anything. It's just a high red blood cell count. The other one is a high. Hold on, let me finish. The other one is a high red blood cell count caused by cancer. So. So the treatment is completely different based on the cause. So your blood is made. Your blood is made by bone marrow. So they have to biopsy your bone marrow to see if it's cancer. So that would be the first step.
Well, or the first step, because Boogie is saying treatment is the
You're
same.
so
for
desperate to
either one.
defend Boogie.
I'm just saying, Boogie said the treatment is the same for either one. If you're saying it's not, and
No,
this
it's
is
not.
the first person
Hold on,
saying
though.
that it's not.
Yes, yeah, and I'll give you an easy example. If the high red blood cell count is caused by sleep apnea, you wouldn't get cancer treatment for that. You'd get a CPAP. Or you'd get like other ways to help you breathe while you sleep at night. So yes, depending on the cause,
But
the
what
treatment.
if the treatment? What if the treatment, like blood thinner and bloodletting and everything, was
They
the
don't
same
do
either way?
bloodletting, dude. That was
Well,
him
I
just
mean,
rambling nonsense.
They do bloodletting in certain situations still, but the blood thinners, I give them blood thinners, was the initial treatment that he had right now for it.
They do
And then as
bloodletting for
things
blood
progress, they
cancer?
can- I don't know, but they do bloodletting still. People, I mean, you could Google if they still do bloodletting in some practices.
They don't do it for cancer.
I mean, look, I'm just saying.
You're trying really hard.
I'm not even trying. I'm saying Boogie made a claim that the treatment for both of these things is the same. Now you're saying that they're completely different treatments. And so this is the first time somebody has refuted that claim from Boogie. And I just wanted to know more about it.
Okay.
Dustin,
If you wanted to disprove it, all he has to do is show
Are
a
they two
private
different
party
treatments?
this particular medical thing, and yeah, it would be.
To summarize, Jesse, you're basically saying he's kind of unlucky he doesn't have cancer.
I mean, for this particular case, yeah. If Boogie can confirm, that he has polycythemia vera, and
You think that, but
does
after
want
this,
attention.
he doesn't want it right now because he deleted it or at least deactivated his Twitter, and we haven't heard a peep from him in 24 hours.
Now he's getting different attention because after that, immediately after he left, Keemstar was like, "Damn it! Now I feel bad for him. Now I feel bad for Boogie," and that's what Boogie, whether Boogie's intentionally doing this or not, that is a type of attention that Boogie is going to get by making this grand deactivation.
he actually has like a
And he's
doctor
getting it.
confirmation of the blood cancer. I'll throw $5,000 towards his medical treatment. I'll make that personal pledge right now.
No,
Hey, you need the money.
You're not seeing my medical records for 20. Not for 50. You're not seeing my medical records.
$5,000.
I said this.
He didn't have to see the medical records. All you need is to see the
Okay, so then I just want people to remember in the future then, when Boogie says, I have to do XYZ scam to raise money because my medical bills are hurting so much, he can speak publicly about his medical issues to scam his fans to raise money, but he can't take $5,000 to privately confirm a diagnosis that he already publicly said he has. Doesn't make any sense, but
even I
For
have
one, Destiny, it does make sense because Boogie holding out, the number went up to 80,000. So if Boogie was just holding out to make the number grow, that was brilliant. But he also might just not have the proof.
Bloodletting is the withdrawal of blood from a patient to prevent or cure illness and disease. Bloodletting, whether by a physician or leeches, was based on an ancient system of medicine in which blood and other bodily fluids were regarded as humors and had to remain in proper balance to maintain health. It is the most common medical practice performed by surgeons from antiquity until the late 19th century over a span of 2,000 years. So basically, they did it for 2,000 years. They started to realize it has harmful effects. And right now, traditional medical practice of bloodletting is today considered to be a pseudoscience. They don't do
Line
bloodletting.
before that, Ben.
What?
Line before that. Read the sentence before that.
Yeah?
Yeah, therapeutic phlebotomy refers to the drawing of a unit of blood in specific cases
that's not
like
the same.
hemochromatosis,
Hold on, though.
polycythemia vera,
Hold on, though.
porphyria,
Hold on,
cutaneous
though.
cardia,
Hold
reduce
on,
the number of
though.
red blood
You're going to
cells.
keep talking.
Yes.
I'm talking about this kind of bloodletting. Like the bloodletting.
You're talking about this kind of bloodletting.
Yes.
And I'm talking about bloodletting still used today.
You're talking about something totally different then.
No, this is literally the same thing, Ben. It's in the same article.
It's in the same article, but it's not the same practice. Like the term bloodletting is an antiquated term.
I just want to say within the same
No, this is the term for what you're talking about. It's not the same
under
thing.
bloodletting on Wikipedia. Under bloodletting, bold bloodletting, under bloodletting pulls up polycythemia vera on the same page.
Yes, it does. It is a similar, but it's not the same thing. It's not just draining blood to reduce. Yeah, I know you do this thing where you talk over people so that they can't say anything. It's cool and everything, but
I don't do that. You're literally talking over me when I say okay. It's the 2 letters.
Okay.
So you said they don't cut people's arms and bleed them into a bowl anymore while wearing a top
that's
hat.
what bloodletting is.
I'll agree with that.
And there's a
Ben.
different term.
I'll agree with that.
And there's a different term for what you're talking about. And actually,
phlebotomy, the common medical term that has transitioned to what bloodletting is into therapeutic phlebotomy. It
draws a unit of. It's not. It's a totally different practice.
Because they don't use a bowl.
No.
Limit. Even I have a fucking limit.
What's the limit, though?
It's a bad.
By your definition, any type of giving a blood sample is bloodletting.
And that he,
that's not
you know,
what
there's
it
a big history of people, I guess, scamming people with cancer, and it's like the worst of the worst.
My definition
You're
is the
getting
current
confronted
use
with
of
that right now,
bloodletting.
and
It
your
isn't though. They don't
response to that
use.
is not.
They don't do bloodletting anymore. They don't do bloodletting
because
anymore.
they call it therapeutic phlebotomy now.
Okay, Boogie.
Go right the fuck ahead. I don't.
You literally pulled up the page to prove me right, and it had polycythemia vera in the description, and somehow you want to take this away from me.
Why we're in this situation is just that
why are you being so
people view this as one of the lowest things,
if you
right?
100% believe you have polycythemia vera, why aren't you just trying to disprove that other than them making you look like you're
because 2 years ago, I'd rather that than the.
Why would you rather that? That's so stupid.
This is the last thing I have is my medical records.
All right, do you care about
if I hand this over, I've given over literally every goddamn thing.
What if you give it directly to Destiny himself? I mean, Destiny's not going to put your fucking medical records all over the place.
Had he, and you know what? This might have turned out differently had he messaged me the night before. And we had the conversation
yeah. You wouldn't have nagged him for a whole night not to come out.
Why make the whole thing go through, not just the confirmation?
Because I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, thanks a lot, guys.
Take care, Destiny.
We'll take it later.
Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Good night, guys.
Yeah, have a pleasant evening.
You too.
All right, listen, Boogie. Look, you got to understand this. All right. Tomorrow, the biggest story in the world is going to be Boogie2988 lied about his cancer.
Good. Let him go.
Okay. Good, and then at some point, you're going to bring out the medical papers and you're going to prove
you take a Viagra and it lasts longer than 4 hours.
Is that true?
Probably because it raises your blood pressure.
Yeah.
That you do have cancer. Listen to me. Listen to what I'm saying.
No. 0% chance.
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen. And then it's going to be too fucking late because everyone's going to think you lied about it.
I ain't never going to do it.
Then you lied.
Never.
Then you lied.
Go right ahead.
Why the fuck would you lie about that?
I didn't. I'm telling you the same thing I told Jackson Clark 2 years ago. Go fuck yourself. It's my medical records. Go fuck
You
yourself.
lied.
Sure.
You share every aspect of your life. Bro, Boogie, you shared that you fucked hookers. You've done all this embarrassing stuff. You're lying.
Oh, there's plenty of things I haven't shared. There's plenty of things I haven't shared, but go right ahead. Prim what you got to prim.
Oh, this is actually so fucking sad, Boogie.
Yeah, it is. It is what it is.
This is like fucking horrible.
It is what it is, and it's so funny because I'm looking at my portal
says,
right
so
now.
is Boogie dying or not? He is definitely dying, but we're not sure.
We're all
if it's
dying
for anything other than morbid obesity.
Show us.
No, you.
Let me put out a scenario. It sounds like the doctor said that you had this, disease or whatever, the high red cell, and then you Google.
Probably.
Literally the term that we were looking at.
What does 104 do again?
A phlebotomy is literally just drawing blood. So if you go to the doctor and they take your blood to test it,
Viagra
then that
is
would
the
be
opposite.
bloodletting
It's
too.
a vasodilator.
Yeah, I think
You can't
therapeutic
get an erection if
phlebotomy
you have high
is
blood pressure.
though.
This is why you can't take Viagra and nitrates at the same time. Your heart might start beating too slow.
I had that happen to me.
And he's,
actually,
this is cancer.
At the hospital, they thought I was going to
ran-
die. They pulled a bunch of people over. It was pretty weird because I lied to them about not having my car there because I didn't want to make them have me get a Uber home.
And with it.
I was like, no.
And you made the video, and then you found out later that you got the form of it that doesn't have cancer, and you can't fucking set the record straight. That's what it sounds like to me.
It sounds like, I got to be honest.
If that is what happened, then I'm still confused as of right now. Do you understand that? Because the last conversation I had with my doctor, we are ordering these tests, we are ordering these treatments, and I'm going to do them. So if why is he asking
what
me to
Destiny's
do
saying,
them?
they wouldn't ask
Why is he asking me to do them otherwise?
Because he's checking to see if you have cancer, but he wouldn't have given you a biopsy if you already had it. That's what Destiny's saying.
The blood markers are there. I
do you
want
understand? One minute.
matter.
Chat.
Just
Do you understand
go
what
with
I'm
it.
saying?
Just
Hold
go
on.
with it.
Shh, be quiet for a second. Chat. Do you understand what I'm saying? The doctor says, "Hey, Boogie, you have this." Boogie sits there, Googles it up, and sees cancer linked to it. Rushes home to fucking make a video and let everyone know he has cancer, without fucking figuring out which version of this is, which sounds like,
and that's why they referred me to a blood
which sounds like it's not the fucking cancer version. That's what it sounds like.
Then if that's the case, it's a big fucking surprise.
Do you feel
and you've been running with.
Did you feel an obligation, the fact that you shared this publicly? All right. I can understand not showing your medical records. Look, certainly Destiny or fans or anybody else or me, not entitled to medical records. But you have shared this and used this on a lot of issues, including in private with me. Well, like, I'm having a bad cancer day. You've said that. Those are words you've used to me. If you've gone to the public with this, don't you have an obligation to put it to rest? A moral obligation.
I would rather go ahead and fucking burn.
That's not the question. Actually, ask the question.
Oh, you're lying.
I would rather burn.
Why would you rather
Answer
burn?
the
Why
question.
won't you prove it? You're lying. You're fucking. I know you
Same
too well.
reason I told Jackson.
I
Clark
know
2
you
years
too well.
ago.
You're lying. Why,
This
dude?
is the one
stop
fucking
lying.
thing. This is the one fucking thing I'm keeping to myself.
He just showed it.
He just showed it. See, is that not proof enough, guys? He just showed it.
This is the one thing I'm
you
giving
can
myself.
say that.
Why?
But like, it just makes you look like a liar, and everybody's gonna run like you
Good.
are a liar.
Good. They already do. They already will.
And
I know you
understand
This
why
do
they're
well.
doing
definitely
that.
makes Boogie look like a liar. It makes no sense that he wouldn't show the records at $50,000, $80,000.
Yeah, because he needs that
like,
money.
At 5,000, 10,000, you know, I'd be like, "Fuck off, fuck you."
I would have
But then when
done it for
start hitting
2,000.
Yeah, but like at that point, it's like a principle thing. It's like fuck off. But at some point, your principles get sold, and you're
But
like,
it's
50,000?
they're not asking him to publish it. They're asking him to send it to one of them. So like,
Yeah,
if it
but
was someone you trusted, like if they were like, "Oh, all you got to do is send your medical records to Joe and he'll verify if it's real," and we're gonna pay you $2,000, that's like a no-brainer.
What they're doing is they're asking him to bend to their will, and if you're a defiant personality, any point of them asking you to bend to your will, you're gonna act in defiance.
Well, it's
a
always
brat
like-
personality. It's a
But here's the thing: you're always like, "Well, this is Boogie's personality type, so he I mean, like, it's always like,
I mean, I'm not defending Boogie at all.
we
Like,
can
he's
have
getting-
personality types and work to make them better, right?
Yeah, and I think he is working to. I think we can work to make them better and also completely fuck up at the same time.
We can fuck up, but I don't see any effort from Boogie.
Well, because you only see the fuck up. I do see the effort. I know him intimately and personally, and I know how hard he's going through it right now. And I still think all of this is dumb as fuck.
Are you sure you're just not getting like pity shit because you're a nice
What do you
guy?
mean?
Are you sure it's just not like you're one of the people who gives him validation? So he
I am
comes to you?
100% sure
They'll never
that
send it to Joe. He would rip Boogie a new one and call the locale sorry excuses for men.
He would, but that's because Joe is literally always right. The idea that Boogie he can come to me for validation because I'm his friend and I validate my friends for what I believe deserves validation. But when he comes to me and he's having a suicidal moment, I've never once validated that with any response of, "Oh, it's going to be okay." It's like, "Hey man, you know, you got to do what you got to do, but let's look at what you got good going for you. Let's follow after that." I'm a very, very good person to be friends with if you're a narcissist. If you're a shark, I swim with sharks, and that's why a lot of these sharks value me, because I don't fall for their bullshit.
I understand why you're doing it. You're thinking like, if I don't confirm that, I know I don't have polycythemia vera, there's always doubt out there. But people are not going to doubt. They're just going to assume
I know. Yeah,
I
delete everything.
Can you answer my question?
But I'm still not going to do it.
Yeah, I'm not asking you to do it or not do it. I'm asking you a moral question. If you shared this with your fans and you've been, don't you have a moral obligation under these particular circumstances? I don't
perhaps, and if I do, I'm going to perhaps, and if I do, then I'm going to ignore that moral obligation here in favor of keeping one last shred of privacy in my life. I shouldn't have.
Someone in the chat says, why do you guys never stop arguing? Because if we just agreed on everything, we might as well just have one person on here. Like the whole point is there's two different personalities.
Yeah,
Should we just agree with each other on everything? Crybaby.
We stop arguing a lot, but this is
$104, right?
It's $102.
102.
Send $104 so that we don't have to hear it.
102.
Shared at the beginning.
But yeah, Ben and I agree on a lot of stuff all the time, but you guys only notice when we go head to head on things, because that's when things get intense. That's when things get
and if I'm like,
grabbable.
oh, you know what, Billy? That was actually very reasonable. You changed my mind.
Yeah.
Is that exciting to watch? Probably not.
And all the times where I give up on proving myself right because I know Ben doesn't want me to prove him wrong, I feel like that's me giving a gift to everybody.
Oh, you're struggling with this one. You're struggling.
It was a very stupid decision. I knew no one would give it, including the people that are here. I should have never fucking shared it. It should have stayed a private thing.
Boogie, hear me out.
You can't use it anymore anyway.
Hey, you should have never shared it.
Just listen to me first.
It was literally his words, the Animal Crossing of cancer.
Yeah.
You should have never shared it. But Boogie is that woe is me guy, and he knows when he puts his woes out there, he gets some people that are like, oh, it's going to be okay, Boogie.
Yes. Yeah, I'll go
puppy
get her.
goal.
Second, right? Sure. What my theory is right. I know it is. I know you rushed to make that video thinking you actually had cancer, and you found out later you didn't. And you
that
obviously
would be a surprise to me as of the last conversation I had with my doctor.
You're lying. You're lying. I know that's how this played out. I know it did. Let's say that. Let's say you're not lying. All right.
I would have shared it 2 years ago if I was going to share it. I would have sent it to Jackson 2 years ago.
Okay, hear me out. Let's say you're not lying. Your response to all this and nah, you can look at my medical records when I'm dead. Just how you're saying it and how you're talking and how defeated you are. It's like you know that you've been caught.
I came across this particular. I always knew this day would come. That I would either have to choose between showing my medical records to somebody or
everybody
have the internet say that I fake cancer. And the internet is now going to say I fake cancer because I'm going to stand on the decision I made 2 years ago, which is this is for me. This is the one I would rather go. And this is fine. I'll leave the internet.
That doesn't make no. Who's going to believe that? But Tommy,
he starts to suicide bait eventually too, without coming right out and saying it.
Yeah, he does it on certain levels all the time. I kind of think Boogie's best option right now would be to come back to YouTube by making a video as Francis, but this time it's Dr. Francis. And Dr. Francis says he diagnosed Boogie with polycythemia vera and double cancer.
Do you believe that? Do you believe that? Medical records are for me. He tells everybody his medical issues. He's over here. I got high blood pressure.
This is one thing I'm going to hold on to. Like it's actually.
Yeah, no one is going to believe that.
It's the worst.
Yeah, I'd rather just go and leave the internet. I mean, I'll be honest with you. And nobody has
you're
to believe
guilty.
Cool.
Because you're fucking guilty.
I don't want you to leave the internet. It's a great story for Lookout for years to come. This show just got legs.
No,
I'm sorry, Wings.
None
does
of
he
these
seem
guys
guilty?
want Boogie to leave. I think Wings probably wants Boogie there the least, and him and Boogie are the ones that get together, that get along the best.
Yeah.
Guilty to you right now?
He's either guilty or his doctor's doing medical malpractice.
I'm fucking defeated is what I am. I always knew this day would come. And I always knew when I signed.
It is a lot more forgivable if you started with this whole thing and found out later you didn't do it. Because Akeem's theory is pretty solid, I think, that you thought. You honestly thought initially.
We are going to have another conversation with my doctor, and if I'm very confused here, I hope he'll clarify, but it won't do me any good anyway.
I'm going
to confirm with him once again.
With me.
Would you let somebody go film that doctor's visit?
Wait. Let me go, Wings. Let me go, Wings.
I'm not going to record my fucking doctor so these sick can attack him. Go.
No, we're bringing the doctor on your podcast. The doctor's going to come on and explain. I'm serious. He's coming out here. Why? Why? You know it's going to help the show. You're the one
I'm going to lose my family doctor of 10, 12 years?
Get him on the show. I'll send all the paperwork. I'll pay him for an appearance.
You.
Get that doctor on the fucking show.
Fucking dog Boogie in a boxing match.
Yeah, let's go.
Go.
And I want him on the show to explain your illness.
Absolutely not.
Or we can
Why? Because you're lying.
He's my fucking doctor. Because he's kept me alive for over a decade.
I know you too well. You're lying.
Keep it going.
You are fucking lying to all of us.
We could send somebody in.
I'm trying to find the spot on the portal for the record.
By the way, like blur his face out and put a voice changer on it.
That's not going to happen, y'all.
Oh,
that's absolutely 0%. Number one, he wouldn't consent to it. He knows what I do for a living. He thinks this is bullshit.
He's got cancer. He's got cancer. And I'm his family doctor for 20.
Secondly, I'm not going to ruin my relationship with a doctor who's kept me alive for 12 years.
On the
by the way,
trip,
none of them, because I currently have 3, and I'm not going to over any of them. I don't know how to handle a situation like this. The only situation, the two options are let this motherfucker go with what he wants to go with, or prove him wrong. And I'm not going to prove him wrong here because if I did, I was going to prove it to Jackson Clark 2 years ago.
Yeah, he always brings up this guy Jackson Clark, and nobody knew who that was. I guess it's Penguin Zero's buddy or something, someone who edits for him or something, or books stuff. Yeah.
When he asked for it,
well, this is a little bit bigger than Jackson Clark. This is Destiny Local Live Drama Alert, and the whole fucking Twitter is popping.
Boogie, by the way, goal. Boogie doing the Locale podcast has been a great idea. Even all of this, if Boogie wanted to go through a path of redemption, he could be on Locale podcast for the next 5 years. If he continues fucking up like this and then trying to make better, that's why people watch this. That's why people respond and make videos about him. All the people that make videos about him are fucking eating today. Everybody is talking about this. Just whether or not Boogie is strong enough to fucking handle it.
Clark is Charlie. Jackson Clark is Charlie.
I don't know who the that is.
It's Charlie. Penguin Zero?
I don't know him.
Penguin Zero? You never heard of that guy?
Rose says he should just turn into Francis to represent his doctor. Were you not watching 5 minutes ago when I made that joke, Nicholas Rosa? What the fuck?
Hold on. I have your best friend on the line. Bear with me.
Sure. Man, I don't want to live on an internet that thinks I would fake cancer. I don't even want to do it.
Well, you have a real option here to end it, you know?
Yeah, you could literally.
I'm not going to.
Guys, I'm going to be honest. I don't know if Medicare is coming. A chat's saying that, but I just checked my DMs. He has not DM'd me, so I don't know if he's going to be here or not. But what I do know is it's over. It's over.
I try to dono. Ling time lurker. Let's get to the goal. Peace, love, and alcohol.
The goal.
Angelic face.
Anthony Toll.
Oh shit! It came through like just after I started the new goal, so I have to fix this.
Second goal coming along nicely, Tubes.
Yeah. There we go. Got too many humors in my globin.
I'm about to fucking bloodlet myself if this doesn't stop laughing.
It's not called bloodletting. Yeah, like when I think bloodletting, I think of the actual like old school practice of it and like the pseudoscience behind it. They definitely draw blood for various reasons, but when I think bloodletting, I'm thinking of that actual practice. People used to go to a barber shop for it.
Yeah, and therapeutic phlebotomy is what they call it now, and it's used probably, like you said, pseudoscience.
Sure.
It probably does work if it works on
well, if you're trying to lower blood pressure, if you're trying,
yeah.
or, you know.
Jesus, I didn't realize this thing lasted this long.
It's 2 minutes.
It's too many minutes. Guys, this is 2 minutes of your life you'll never get back.
Everyone, please like the stream, and we'll continue the content in just a moment here. Oh, and by the way, that's kind of foreshadowing, because he has an opinion on this. Surprise, surprise. Do you think he's going to support Boogie or go against him? Because he's been on both sides.
He's probably going to support him.
You think
he's probably
so?
going to support him.
He usually sides on like the unpopular side.
Yeah.
For Boogie, this is the worst.
Yeah, I know.
You doing the fatty coin isn't the worst. Like you in the hookers, you shooting the gun, none of that even remotely fucking compares to faking cancer. This is
Yeah, I agree. Like all the other stuff was kind of endearing in a way. Like the gun thing was dumb, but it was funny. Like a lot of this other stuff I don't really care about. I think the victim complex thing is what really annoyed me the most.
Yeah, the faking cancer thing is the second worst thing Boogie's ever done. The first is being fat.
Okay, I've never agreed so much with anything.
Thankfully,
you've ever
not
said.
something I did, but
this is bad. You have to
Boogie,
like.
My wife has cancer.
I know.
Yeah, that is fucked up. If Wing's wife actually like has cancer and Boogie doesn't really have cancer, that is kind of fucked.
Tweet her medical records real quick.
Do you want me to go? You want me to wake her up and see if she can get her medical records faster than you?
No, I'd rather.
That was really good. Because he'll show them.
I would rather she kept.
I bet you she can.
Like Wings has, outside of gaming, Wings' ego really isn't that fragile. In gaming, though, when he gets embarrassed in the game, he can't handle it. And that's why he throws controllers and shit like that. And then the trolling got to him to a certain degree. But not to the Boogie level.
Wings is a chill homie, but then when he gets pushed in a direction he doesn't want to go, he becomes a bit of a baby about things, and that's why he's kind of handled with kid mittens on this podcast. You know, Wings is often the guy that wants to quit, often the guy that wants to leave, so they don't really push Wings too hard. But the few times that he has been pressed, he's handled it pretty well, which I think overall is another boon to how good Wings has got it together right now.
I would rather she kept her medical records private, and that's what I plan to do with mine.
Wings, let him have it. This is bullshit. Me and Tommy should shut up, and Wings, you should talk to Wings.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know what I mean? Because we're just gonna be mean. Wings, talk to this man.
I don't really got nothing to say to him other than like, dude, like if you have the cancer, show it. Why are you walking away from the internet and wanting your last paycheck? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do next week?
Because there's no surviving this anyway. I don't know, man.
You gonna live in the Corolla? Is that what you're gonna do? You're gonna live in the Corolla instead of sharing your medical records?
I don't know. I've never known what would happen when you guys decided to pretend I faked cancer. I don't know.
Pretend?
I don't know.
Nobody's pretending.
Nobody
I
pretends.
thought you had cancer.
I mean, like Boogie,
up until Destiny came on.
Boogie. Even if we're wrong, right? Nobody's pretended everything. Destiny put in a case, a real strong case. Yeah. So nobody's pretended or framed it, manipulated, spun it. Doesn't matter. You can't use that anymore. Go ahead, Keen.
Okay.
I got a question. Why were you not given a second opinion?
Because I trust my doctor pretty goddamn strongly. Also, the entire point of the bone marrow transplant is to get the second opinion.
So if I were to get cancer, I'd get a second opinion. Like it's cancer.
Like everybody would.
But if you're
Everyone
a
would.
YouTuber and you get cancer, the best thing to do is run to your audience and tell them about it for sympathy views. Keem is not looking at this like he's a YouTuber. He's looking at this like he's a decent human being.
There's a doctor in the world that would be offended by that either.
Well, do you understand that it's polycythemia vera? And so since it's a 20-year prognosis, we thought we would simply treat the symptoms and simply treat the problem because you can't treat the source. If you're going to start a round of chemo, yes, then you would absolutely look for a second diagnosis.
That's weird. I almost remember you saying, I'm going to die any moment. I have cancer, like a lot.
Well, polycythemia vera causes your red blood cell count to spike, which causes your blood to have some similar to diabetic symptoms. And
I remember the scene from his documentary where he sits his girlfriend next to him and goes through the long list of all the ways he can die, and she's bawling her fucking eyes out the whole time. It's so cringy because he's just slurping up all that sympathy, so hardcore.
Boogie could die tomorrow for many reasons other than suicide. He's an old fat guy. He could have a heart attack. He could do a lot of things.
Okay.
He's him saying that he could die. Yeah, it was an emotional
manipulation
thing that was manipulative and cringy, but it was also true.
I mean, we could all die at any point.
Yeah, but he is more likely.
He's more likely, but he was doing it in a manipulative, woe is me bullshit kind of way.
Of course. I'm probably more likely to die than Boogie, but I would never manipulate you about that, except right now when I say that.
Didn't you take a picture in the hospital but not explain why you were in the hospital and left it ambiguous and everyone's like, you're dying, Billy, but you were just there for a random checkup or
It wasn't a random checkup. It was heart stuff, but I was in the hospital. I took a picture. I thought I looked particularly cute in the hospital.
Pretty big case for stroke or heart attack. So as my doctor explained,
I was in the hospital the other day and they're going to probably put a pacemaker in me, and I don't go around posting about that because I didn't look really cute that day.
Okay. On the day that he told me I had polycythemia vera, there is an increased chance of stroke or heart attack with that particular blood cancer. So it was very important that we did everything we could to reduce my red blood cell count because this was a relentless bitch of a disease and it wasn't going anywhere. And so I needed to do everything I could to treat the symptoms because you cannot treat the disease. At the end of the day, we all know the story the internet's going to run with, and I'm just good.
Well, that's neither here nor there for me. I'm talking to you.
They're running with.
I'm talking to you.
You claim to stay up 3 nights in a row, anxiety ridden, afraid you're going to lose money, afraid you're not going to be able to make your house payment, all this other shit. You don't think, where was that anxiety ridden when you got the cancer diagnosis? I would have looked over those papers 15 times over on the way home.
You don't think
I would have sat there and probably cried about it.
You don't think I did? You don't think I cried about it when Mike
a small diagnosis right now?
Polycythemia vera is not a
cancer
diagnosis to really cry about. Like he said, it's 20 years. The idea that it's 20 years to death. It could be 10% of people die within 4 years, right? So it's not the hardcore cancer that a lot of these cancers are. It can't be treated with chemotherapy. It's a different type of cancer. Whether it's true or not, it's the type of cancer you pick when you don't want a ton of sympathy. It's just it's not. It's like he said, it's the Animal Crossing of cancer.
It's the kind of cancer you pick when you don't.
I'm saying if he's lying about it, it's not that's not the sympathy drawing cancer. Then
he can explain why he still looks like his looks haven't changed dramatically.
Yeah.
Like if it was a different kind of cancer, he'd lose a whole ton of weight. And that's
which makes me think he might have lied about this then, because he picked the perfect cancer to stay fat.
Right.
And if all the symptoms are near diabetic like symptoms, yeah, guys, just gotta get some insulin and blood. Get my blood down. Because I got polycythemia vera. It's not anything to do with bad fat.
So I wanna. It wasn't just Billy taking a picture of himself in the hospital. He wrote something like "Life is a precious thing," showing himself laying in a hospital bed with shit hooked up to him, and not giving any context beyond that. So it's not just he was tweeting for normalcy. He was like he was leaving it ambiguous. No,
I mean,
that's a
I think
statement that someone who's about to die makes. Like,
no, it's not. That's someone who's about to live. Life is a precious thing.
All right.
Well, do it. Don't quit.
I mean, and honestly, to be honest with you, I could very much die tomorrow. I am terribly unhealthy.
Well, I'm not happy about that. I'm just saying,
my heart
like,
failure is very serious.
It was
and
clickbait.
I don't talk about that.
Sure.
And I was sitting in the hospital, and I thought, I'm sitting here bored, waiting for the doctor to come in. I took a selfie. I liked the selfie, and I posted it.
Sure.
I 100% am fine to do that, because if people knew how hard it was for me right now, which I don't put out on
It's
the
your
fucking
right
show,
to do it.
If you knew how hard it was for me, and you would feel bad for me. That I don't think you feel bad for me. I think like, oh God, Billy, what's going on? I'm like, yeah, I'm just sitting here fucking putting up a picture because I'm sitting in the hospital dealing with a life-threatening issue. And I am bored, and I would love to post a picture and talk with some people while I'm waiting in the hospital. And I feel like that is a perfectly fine thing to do.
You can do it if you choose to.
And I did choose to. And I literally, you're the only one telling me that I'm bad for it.
I didn't say you're bad. I said
everybody else said, "Oh, is Billy okay?" And it's like, I mean,
I said it was left
for
ambiguous.
now, yeah.
Like you weren't like outright saying.
It's like, dude, what else was I gonna say? I'm there.
You could say
care of my
a
life.
plethora of other things, but sure.
I think that was a perfect thing to say. I'm there taking care of my life, trying to live longer, so I can have children, so I can have grandchildren, as long as my children have kids young enough. And, just things like that.
Okay.
Life.
All right, cool. I'll
Digging
find
yourself a fucking grave.
I'll find it, but you'll never fucking see it. I made that decision.
You're digging your grave, man.
Yeah, I know.
He said he had cancer. He meant the astrological sign.
That's fair.
What month was he born?
This month. He's a month late.
Really?
Actually, he might be 2 months late, because I think he's the 24th of this month.
I'm sure it's on the internet.
Yeah, I think a cancer is late May.
July 24th, so it's coming up.
Yeah. Yeah. As I said.
So what's going on? I got a
Is Billy faking his obesity? Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a jacket with mirrors that he wears.
It's that old joke where the guy with the long dick just wraps it all around his body. And so he looks like a fat guy, but it's just a suit of cock.
Keemstar telling me to check out a clip from Destiny, and then I watched the Destiny clip, and it's saying that that Boogie's faking his cancer.
Yep, that seems to be the narrative.
Okay, so why don't you walk me through why Destiny believes you're faking the cancer?
He doesn't know the difference between polycythemia vera and secondary polycythemia, and he thinks that I've gotten confused between the two, and that somehow I'm so stupid as to. I think that's am I missing something there?
You're missing a big portion.
What
Jim, what he's missing is to disprove Destiny's whole claims, and because Destiny made a solid case he didn't have polycythemia vera. All he has to do is show that a diagnosis from a doctor from his patient portal that he has polycythemia vera.
And I'm looking at it right now. And
he refuses to do it.
And I like how he mentioned that he's currently looking at the thing that could exonerate him.
Okay, if that's true, then that's awesome. Then good for him, and he can leave the internet. He doesn't need to show it to anybody. Good for him.
He doesn't have to show it.
True. Yeah. If it's not true, there's a good reason to be lying about it now, as well as he always had. Because if you're lying, there's no way out of this, right?
It is pretty rough.
If he's lying, the only way out of this is through it, and he just has to continue doing what he does on the internet and get ridicule for it. Because if he doesn't show proof, that's what's going to happen.
There's another way out of it that he keeps hinting to, but I don't want that to happen. Obviously, there are sick people that
Minecraft?
do. Yeah. I mean, and you were saying it earlier. There were people telling him to do it.
Yeah, a lot of people want him dead, and I think that that's really easy to say when you only know him as a guy online. And you can have these reactions, especially if someone close to you suffered through cancer and someone lying about cancer. I can understand why you'd have that reaction.
Jim, here's my ongoing theory. I think he was diagnosed with this disease or whatever, the non-cancer type, and he rushed to the internet, which he already confirmed. As soon as he was told he had this, he ran and made a video, and then found out it's the non-cancer one after he already told the internet he had cancer. Because that's what Destiny really hit him on. That Boogie has a certain disease that's not cancer. Now, there's a similar name one that is. And Boogie, all he has to do is prove it. He's got the paperwork right in front of him. All he has to do is show the internet that he actually does have this, and he refuses to do it.
Well, and here's the thing, because I did a stream, because I had people saying, "Oh, you're faking cancer, Jim." So I showed my diagnoses and stuff like that. I'm going to guess he's working on a system similar to Epic, which most medical people do. You should be able to go right into diagnoses, and it's going to list everything that a doctor has ever said you had.
Yep, I just read it to him.
Okay, and so it lists the cancer there?
Yes.
Okay, so you could screen cap that and just show it. I mean, that's what I did, and then that would be the end of it.
Absolutely.
Oh, thank you, Mickey. I guess Teddy Rubskin's thing didn't read. Let's see.
Yeah, I was trying to find it there, and I can't find the shared access to the Streamlabs.
Oh, really?
Showing my Streamlabs, and I think the page might have changed, so I have to I'm still over here trying to figure that out to open it up, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, so I'm glad you said something.
No,
because I was ready to give up on it.
I'm looking and I don't see anything. Did it even go through? Oh, no. Here it is. Teddy, the thing about memes is that they're organic and you don't need to force them. This taco hat thing, I don't really understand why it's funny. People are wearing hats shaped like tacos. Okay.
Oh,
but you're forcing it too hard.
By the way, the reason you can't see the top of my head is because I'm wearing a taco hat right now.
Show me. Bend down.
Ben,
did you just work yourself into a boogie corner?
Ben, that's the one thing I have that I'm not willing to give up right now. Okay, I've given up everything else. I'm not going to reveal taco hat on this stream. I don't care.
So,
taking everything else from me.
What he says here is Boogie is lying. I can tell because his face gets all fat and ugly when he lies. Also, you should totally talk about taco hats that are shaped like tacos. I just got one today at Party City. It's just not a funny joke. A hat shaped like tacos. I'll talk about it. It's a hat shaped like a taco. I think it's dumb. There you go. I talked about it
years ago that I would not do that.
My wife has taco lap.
So her pussy smells like tacos instead of Wendy's.
It's shaped like taco.
And I would rather leave the internet than to give the last shred of fucking privacy I have left.
Here's the thing. I understand the privacy argument.
I should have never went public with it.
No. Let me finish. I mean, you can redact information. There's no issue with that. But just it literally is just a page that says patient diagnoses.
Yep.
And then it lists what you have. It doesn't tell you who the doctor is. It doesn't tell you what hospital you go to. It literally just says the disease name.
And I won't be doing that.
But I don't understand why not.
Because he doesn't have cancer. He does have cancer.
I like Tommy's laugh. He's like, like that. He has a really good laugh. It's pretty hilarious.
Yeah, that's going to be the
You guys know that
narrative I'll go
taco
with.
hat is Tahoe cat spelled backwards.
I can get behind that. I want to see a Tahoe cat. Can someone wear
the Tahoe cat hat?
Can people start wearing Tahoe cats on their head? And I picture Tahoe cat like a cat at Lake Tahoe, right? So they need like beach wear.
Yeah.
Like a cat with like
This ass backwards ass bastard has a taco hat when he should turn around and have a Tahoe cat.
I like that way better.
So that's the
well, no, I mean, I'm legit trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. When I checked on you for the crypto thing, man, I said I'd take your word that you had cancer. I'd take your word that the medical shit's expensive.
Yep.
So I mean, I this seems like the
I've
easiest thing
spent 2 years treating a disease that doesn't exist. These people used to be my friends, and I genuinely
This call
would never.
with Medicare on the line is so much chiller than Medicare's stream a couple weeks ago. Medicare was just dumping on Boogie, and now he's kind of like, I've been there, done that.
Yeah.
Now he's just kind of having a little bit of a.
Medicare is a chameleon based on where he is. Like on his own stream, he goes really hard because it's his stream.
Yeah.
Never believed it would even come to this, and I'm just rather be done, man. I'm good. I'm good.
You're playing this like some kind of backstab. I mean, anybody
No,
can confront
not at all.
Nobody's dead.
Not
Nobody
at all.
backstabbed.
Do you think
Not
I
at all.
backstabbed you by having Destiny on?
No, not at all.
One of the biggest streamers coming.
Keem does this all the time with the guys. He brings in people to confront them. That's part of Locale Live, and a lot of people call it forced drama. And even some people were saying this was forced drama. It's like, holy shit!
I'm fine
this
with
was
it.
like dropping a nuclear bomb on your friend's head if it was forced drama.
Well, I mean, the other day I had Egghead on the channel, and then I randomly brought in Honest Red without telling Egghead, and they started arguing. But then I randomly brought on Teddy Rubskin to go after Honest Red. So I
would have been pissed if you brought on Teddy Rubskin.
Oh damn!
Running
Taco
around
hats,
with that
guys.
taco hat.
Taco hats, Sega dildos, poop in a toilet, guys.
Hold on, Ben. Hold on. You're making this Teddy Rubskin thing sound really nice.
On our show.
To certain people.
I feel like this could have been a private
Certain
conversation, and I would have shown you, Keem, specifically.
Oh wait, okay. How about this?
Yeah.
Instead of playing to the audience, like I get it. I get you've got a podcast going. I get the drama thing. I get all of that, and there's a lot of it getting flung around.
Yeah, I'm not playing to any audience.
No. What I'm saying is, could you screen cap that, and then pick one of these three guys because you've worked with them,
Absolutely.
and show them, but nobody else, because
Yeah,
I'm sure
absolutely.
everybody would.
That's something I could do, and I will never do it. Never do it. But between now and when I die, they'll never fucking see it.
Because I don't know, like I don't know your relationship.
Hasn't he done?
I'll have it
Hasn't he
tweeted.
done porn and stuff?
I don't think he did porn, but his dick got leaked.
Oh, okay.
When I'm dead, don't worry about that.
Maybe he
But
actually
I
did porn, but not as himself. It was the girl he was with put up some videos of his dick in the video.
That's
but it was
him.
not like
I mean-
but it was not like Boogie doing porn. It was like one of those things where he was in the porn, but it wasn't his porn. It was her porn. He just happened to be the dick in the background or foreground.
In the pussy ground.
Dick in the pussy ground. I heard he might actually have done a video with Sketch.
Did he have his gut up like on a shelf or something? How do you film that?
He was leaned back and his dick
okay.
was erect in his lap and she was blowing him.
Oh, I see. Okay.
They'll see what I'm going.
But if they're giving you this
That's what I'm
accusation, right? I don't get why it would shut them up immediately, right?
Yeah, sure
and
would.
then nobody else would ever have to see it. You keep your
Sure would.
privacy.
Sure would.
Sure would.
I don't understand why you wouldn't be willing. I mean, that just seems weird to me.
I'm good.
They told you that you had this disease. You Googled it, saw it was linked to cancer, and you rushed to make a fucking video that you have cancer. And then you found out
It's a pretty sound theory. I don't know if it's true for sure, but it's a pretty sound theory, this one. So it doesn't attribute absolute malice, but it kind of attributes like his, kind of like how he runs toward playing the victim, but then also his he's too afraid to admit that.
I mean, that's one version. There's it's like a spectrum of what could have happened.
Sure.
And the most likely thing that happened was that, Boogie got the idea that he had polycythemia, and there was two versions of polycythemia, and the doctors said, either way, we're going to have to do the blood thinner and stuff to treat this. There's not really any other treatment we can do than the ones we do for either version of polycythemia. So we're just going to go forward with polycythemia. If what Boogie said is moderately true on that front, which he did say without hesitation of what his doctor told him, and that the treatments are nearly the same, which they could be the same because it's polycythemia. The difference between polycythemia vera and polycythemia secondary is one just comes from internal, one comes from external. If they're doing things like therapeutic phlebotomy to release the blood tension on the heavy blood cells or the heavy blood, then that does sound like it's got the similar treatment for both things. So if that's the case, he might have heard one of them could be cancer. And like I said earlier, until it's definitively proven through bone marrow treatment or whatever he was talking, bone marrow testing, as he said, it's Schrodinger's cancer. He both does and doesn't have cancer.
Later, that you don't. But you had to continue the lie.
Yeah, that'll be the story you guys will tell and enjoy.
What do you mean? It's not a story. I know this is how it played out. I know it is.
Is there anybody? Okay, let's say you've got issues with them, right?
Yeah.
Is there anybody?
Seen it? My roommate's seen it.
Well, no. I mean, but aside from somebody that lives with you, like a coffee zeller or some neutral,
my most confident people. No, there's no.
But I mean, like a neutral third party.
Other than my most confident people that I trust, I would know. No, I'm not. And even in that, I wouldn't do that. I could call Desi in here right now, and she would. And I won't even do that. I won't even do that.
I could do this.
Thank you.
I mean, it looks
the way he's acting right now. He could very well have the proof on him, but he's just acting out of defiance, like a brat will act. This is like very no, fuck you. I don't care. Nope. Going against their best interest because they've been put into a defiant zone. That's what he could be doing right now. He could also just not have the proof.
Saying that it looks terrible.
Yes, I know. I'm good.
Can I ask you? I mean, when you got the diagnosis, how did they diagnose you? And can you say that at least?
Yes,
Wings like he's digging himself deeper into a hole.
The blood test, which we do every 3 months or 6 months regularly.
Wings' physical humor, like if you're listening and not watching, Wings' physical humor has been on point this episode.
Oh, he's great.
Early on with Destiny, he got up in the background and did the whole standing in the background, like what? This guy, what is he doing?
I also personally think Wings early on in the boxing match saw Boogie's inability to fight and chose not to knock his ass out. I think Wings could have made Boogie hit the canvas in that fight.
I mean, maybe also
he's
at
a
his
big
size,
guy, and he's still young.
At his size, though, taking the risk of overexerting himself, getting winded, not knocking him out, and then also having to finish the match after going a little extra with exertion, he might have known he didn't need to do it, and he just played it safe, and it got shut down very quickly.
I would say you're right. If he was fighting a competent fighter at all, he would want to conserve energy, but Boogie had no offense and very little actual defense, and it like the pants made it even worse. But I feel like a guy like Wings, who's pretty big, and you could see him throw. You could tell Wings has been in fights before.
But also Wings wasn't confident with himself to go 6 minutes or whatever the time was going to be and not get winded. He is also battling himself in this scenario, his own energy and stamina. And also, like, when I was on the Log Howl podcast a couple of weeks ago, we talked about me fighting Wings. And Wings was like, "No, Wings." I said, "Wings, man, I put on a ton of weight. I'm really slower than I was when we last talked about fighting. Now would be I have heart failure now. Now would be a really good time to fight me." And he said, "Call me back when you got cancer." So
that is funny.
I think maybe faking cancer might be good for a second guy.
Yeah, I mean, in all seriousness, you can't get medically cleared with heart problems like that. Like,
probably not.
No, they would not medically clear you with cancer. They wouldn't do it either. That's why for a minute there, they were like, "Oh, let's go check your Happy Punch medical records," because they normally wouldn't.
Yeah.
With a serious illness like that, they wouldn't clear you for a fight.
Red blood cell counts were up. We had a conversation about that. I
don't know if you heard this, but you know how Ric Flair had like the saddest last match ever last year? It was confirmed that he had a heart attack during that match. He passed out during the match and got up and kept going, and then went out drinking that whole night and everything. And then like a week later, he goes to the doctor because he feels sick, and they're like, "You had a heart attack like within the last week."
When my dad had his heart attack, he was at home smoking crack. No, he had a heart attack at home, didn't go to the hospital because he was home alone. So he bought crack. He had someone bring him crack to the house. I came home. He was smoking crack. I gave him a dirty look. He said, well, I'm pretty sure I had a heart attack today and nobody was here to bring me to the hospital. So yeah, I got a little crack. And then a year later went to the doctor and the doctor's like, about a year ago, it looks like you had a severe heart attack and we need to open you up right now.
It's
for
crazy
a
how they can
quadruple
tell.
bypass.
Yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, you know, I thought you were gonna say like he thought that maybe he just needed some crack for what ailed him at the time. Like he did.
He was crackletting.
Oh, crackletting. They call that. What's a good modern term for that?
I would probably say therapeutic cracchiotomy. Yeah, he definitely just wanted to smoke some crack because he was feeling down about himself, and that's a little pick me up.
Didn't think too terribly much about it. He said he wanted to check for blood markers for polycythemia vera. They look for a specific hormone in the blood that is produced. They found it. He called me and let me know that they found it, that means I have polycythemia vera and that we were going to treat it, but the treatment plan doesn't change very much because you cannot treat the cancer directly, so you have to treat the symptoms. And so for the last 2 years, we've been doing that. And one of the things I would like to do is because there is a chance that those blood markers are being brought on from another reason, even though it's invasive and expensive and pretty pointless, I was going to go ahead and push for the
So, like, yeah, if you understand it's pointless, you shouldn't do it.
Well, this is actually the most reasonable explanation of what went down, is that they said that he has polycythemia vera based on the blood markers, but they to do the further testing or to take away the testing and then work more just on, health, if it is an external thing and there is external options for polycythemia, then he would have to go do this further and see. And that is somewhat of an explanation.
Marrow biopsy, because I would very much, now that I have a girlfriend and somebody that I love in my life, I would very much like for them to be wrong, and it's like a 1 in 1,000 shot, but I thought I would take it.
So I had a growth on the top of my head. It looked like a portal wine stain. Nobody really gave it much thought. You go in, get some steroids. It's some, we don't know what it is. And for like a year, it was just flat, no issues. And then it started like wildly growing.
Yeah, so that's Medicare's cancer. He had just like what looked like a wine stain, but then it just started like growing and growing on his head. It's crazy.
And the doctor's
was it a Harvey Weinstein?
Yes.
Shit, I don't know what this is. You should go into dermatology. So I go into dermatology, and the guy's like, "Oh, we gotta fucking biopsy this thing. We gotta take a look at this shit." So they do the biopsy.
That's why I'm talking about Egghead's growth on his nose right here. Someone needs to biopsy that shit.
Let's get Egghead in. Egghead, you could get some of this cool fake cancer attention now that Boogie's screwed.
Set it in for cell staining. On top of that, we're going to do blood work and a PET scan. And then they also ordered a bone biopsy too. And did all that, and it took like a week, and I got everything back, and then they're like, conclusively, you have lymphoma. I mean, that's what's going on. That's a tumor.
After you got the conclusive, have you had biopsies since for separate reasons or to double check since you were diagnosed?
Yeah, so basically what happened was I got the diagnosis. Right after the initial biopsy, they set up some blood work, a PET scan, and then they did the bone biopsy just to see if it had spread. And then from that point onward, I didn't need extra biopsies. What they would do is they just do PET scan imaging because it'll make cancer light up in your body, like any areas or like any autoimmune stuff. But yeah, it took like a week, and it was definitive. It was cut and dry. It was like, this is what you have. This is what we're seeing under the microscope.
Yep.
Like just with the crypto shit, man. I mean, there were so many fucking lies related to that.
Sure.
And you came off terribly with that.
Yeah,
so now you've got Destiny. You've got Destiny making. You've got Destiny making these accusations.
Yeah. If I tweet this tomorrow, it's not going to change anything. I'm just done. It doesn't.
It would make everybody. It would make everybody look like an asshole.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. It would make everybody on this fucking stream look like the world's biggest assholes for doubting you.
They'll take it apart, then they'll say I'm lying again. They'll say the proof isn't enough. The web portal's not enough. Now I want to fucking medical record. Now I need to see
What about your peers? What about your peers?
Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it.
I would straight up apologize.
We don't work
to you
together
for
anymore.
doubting you.
Yeah, we don't work together anymore. We're good. We're good.
What do you mean we don't work together?
I'm leaving the internet. I'm good.
No, you're not.
Why would you? This is what doesn't make sense to me. If you're in the right, if these assholes are persecuting you and you have cancer,
Would you want to sit in here with these people for 2 nights a week? Because I don't.
I don't know. What are you paying? What are you paying, Keem? What are you paying?
He's getting paid to pay his mortgage from this show. He's manipulating right now.
I'll take his mortgage. Fire his ass. I'll take his mortgage.
Yeah, get on
your fucking show.
Yeah, it'd be fun. That's a good replacement. I'm proud of that. That's a very good replacement, Jim.
But why would you leave? I don't understand. If you're in the right, if you have cancer, if they're the assholes, if you could make them look like
crypto
and make money, why would you leave the internet?
Here's the screenshot of it right here. I just took the screenshot of it right
I gotta
here.
be honest. We do need.
Then send it to one of them and shut them the up, and then you'll never have to listen to it again.
No.
I gotta be honest. We do need Medicare on here because we actually do need a host with cancer.
Yeah, that's true.
Dude,
so you're saying you're gonna walk away. No more YouTube, Twitter, any of that.
Yeah.
He does that like, yeah.
But okay,
this is too much, man. This is too much.
But why? Why? Aside from this, if you walk away from the show, but why?
This is too much, man.
Dude, the problem is it's taken so long for you to even get that screenshot. By the time you send us the screenshot, people are going to be like, well, he made it.
Yeah, the damage is already done.
He made a fake screenshot at that time.
Exactly. There is no way out of it. It's already over.
I'm going to FaceTime. I guess Desi's phone and then show me on FaceTime right now.
No.
On your phone.
No. There is no. Oh, I've already been offered $10,000 plus a free trip to Disney World, and the answer is
well, nobody likes Disney World. $10,000.
I love Medicare. Nobody likes Disney World because he's like the Gamergate guy. He doesn't understand the concept of Disney adults.
Disneyland is more walkable than Disney World as well. So
love Disney World.
It was 5,000.
It's up to 15,000 total.
15 grand. You can do it.
No.
He's going to pay you $15,000 to look like an asshole in front of his entire audience, and you're saying no.
Yep.
This
is too much, man. I don't know if you guys can understand.
I can completely understand. I went through 2 years of people like Mersh saying I was fake.
Yeah, like Medicare literally has cancer and had been accused of faking his cancer, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah. Well, I mean, people were going after Medicare all the time. Wasn't it Ethan Ralph that was accusing him of faking it?
Like, they called him Medicare, Mr. Medicare.
Mr. Medicare.
No,
And so I did a stream and sold a ton of hats laughing at him showing medical records. You've got the opportunity to do the exact same thing right now on his home turf.
No, I'm good.
This makes no sense to me.
Yeah, it probably doesn't.
Hey, don't you want to take care of Desi?
I promise you I plan to.
Is this the way
I promise you I plan to.
Yeah,
I promise
how
you
are you going to do that?
He's going to leave her the codes to the crypto wallet
on the internet and just running away. Like you can't have it both ways.
You'll see.
Okay.
What are we going to see? You're going to go like cut tickets at the local movie theater?
Some ordinary gamers.
Tickets at the movie theater. That's normally like regarded people that do that, right? Like the person who like hands you their only job is like hand you the ticket. You know what I mean? Like the machine like spits out the ticket. Aren't those normally like people who are kind of off a little bit?
They can be, but there's when I go to the movie theater, they're not that. I might just be going to better establishments.
Higher
but sometimes
class.
they are that. There's sometimes there are those people there, but they're not like regularly that. But it is a funny job to laugh about because it is normally like a high schooler job, you know. It is like a younger person job.
Yeah,
it's not a job with ambition, you would think, unless you want to just watch free movies all the time and to get all the popcorn you want.
You literally just hand a ticket to people.
Well, I think you usually rotate, right? Like nobody, I think, has just that job. It depends on time of day, and then once the ticket holder's no longer holding tickets, you usually sit in front of the door and watch the door until people leave afterwards.
will also put $10,000 towards it.
Make it 100. Make it $1 million.
If you have cancer, if you prove that you have
this is
cancer.
bullshit. No. You got 25K sitting on the table. There's something going on here.
Yeah, there's something is, man. I'm just exhausted. I'm done.
You just did a crypto scam to make money because you said you're worried about cash. They're offering 25K.
Yeah, I thought that was
shit on them.
To defend Boogie, which I haven't done at all yet this stream. 2 weeks ago, he does the crypto scandal, and he goes into it thinking, "Oh, cool! I'm making $10,000. I made a funny video to go along with it." He's got a really big high. He goes into it. They shit on him. They tear him apart. They rip him apart, and he makes it through that. He loses sleep over it because he's a worrywart type of person.
So did he not understand how it works?
Well, I mean, we could argue all what the crypto is, right? We could argue that, but whether or not it was a scandal or a scam or whatever, I won't even talk
I'm not
about
saying like you and me agree what crypto is. I'm saying, does he understand how like it works when you launch a coin and how it gains value and how it starts with value and all that?
Yeah. I'm sure he knows what it is, and I don't think he thought it was a scam. And then he gets through all that. Everybody's shitting on him. He loses sleep, whatever, has a hell of a time dealing with the internet. And then he gets his shit together. He drives to Keemstar's. He has a fun weekend with Keemstar, has a fun weekend at the convention he goes to. Fun week. He has a really fun week. He gets home. He's on a high. Keemstar says he's going to end the podcast. He's like, no, guys, let's rally together. Let's keep the podcast going. Let's work through this. He starts the podcast off. He's back on another high again. Finally on another high again. And then Destiny comes in and is like, you fake cancer.
Boogie.
I'm explaining why he might be in this situation right now. After 2 weeks of having his hopes up and getting shit on every single time, he might just be fucking done with it. And he's like, nope, I don't care. Anything that could exonerate me, I don't care. I'm going to self-sabotage, because if you look at Boogie, he's a self-sabotager. You can tell that. And he could just sit here and self-sabotage. That's one thing that could be going on right now. He could have the proof right there and not care because he's just done. D-O-N-E, done. Or he could be lying.
On them
yeah,
in the process.
Things that might have changed. Drama Alert already tweeted that I faked cancer, so we're good.
No, he didn't. They said that Destiny.
That's even better. Then you make 25K, and he's got to retract it. It looked like the biggest dick on earth.
We're good.
Can Keemstar picking on a cancer patient? Oh my God! Come on.
We're good.
You're lying. It's so obvious. Why? Why would you lie about this?
Because I didn't.
Just tell us the
Because I did. I lied about it because I didn't lie.
Yeah.
Truth. What really happened? Come on.
I mean, if he thought that these guys were maybe his friends at the beginning of this conversation, he now does not think that at all. He sees how lowly everybody thinks of him. So why should he stick around on the podcast? Why should he continue to fight?
Billy? Why are you doing this?
Because I'm giving you a second perspective. This is literally a second perspective, because everybody else has the other obvious perspective. Everybody else doesn't have the proof, so he's holding it.
It is
back.
contrarianism, right? Like literally.
I mean, it's not contrarianism. It's debating. You know, I'm taking the side that might not be easy to see, and you debate. This is a debate thing. Like we're literally having a conversation, and I'm taking the hard side.
So you would have been fine with taking the other side?
Yeah, well, it was really easy to take the other side. It looks like Boogie's fucking lying and full of shit. That's really easy.
It happened.
Like as his friend, I can say that's probably the likely outcome, is that he's lying, just because it's so easy to prove not. But also as his friend, if he was lying, I feel more bad for him that he had to lie about cancer to get attention. Like, how pathetic is that? Like, that sucks. As a friend, I'm like, damn, dude, how fucking hard is your life where you feel like lying about cancer is the answer? Because that is fucking terrible. That is like a stupid thing. It's a terribly stupid, inconsiderate, horrible thing. So at that point, if that's
Seth
true,
looks,
I
I'm
feel
gonna
even worse for
hold
him.
on. I have to talk about like Seth looks. I'm talking about what I was talking about earlier. I know sometimes it's hard to understand, but what I was saying earlier was I'm not going to pretend like I agree for the sake of just getting along. And you're saying we should pretend to hold. You're trying to characterize it as like it should be okay to pretend to hold positions you don't actually hold and argue in bad faith. Those are not the same thing. So sorry if you got confused there, buddy.
Zing Butcher in the chat says, "Hey Billy, try feeling bad for the people Boogie scammed out of their money instead." Now, if Boogie scammed people out of money because they donated to him strictly thinking he had cancer, then I feel bad for those people. I think most people that donate to Boogie because he is obviously struggling and they see that and they want to help him, right? I don't think the cancer was that big of a push for Boogie to bait donos. If you're saying scammed out of their money for the crypto coin, I spent days searching Twitter looking for any tweets about people who actually lost money on Fatty Coin. There were none. I found one of Dick Masterson saying he made money off Fatty Coin. like if you would have played Fatty Coin early. No, not early. He got in when it was dipped, and then it went back up because it took such a hard dip because everybody was talking so much shit about it that it ended up counterbalancing back up when it leveled out. So he got in late.
He
and
held
made money.
He held.
Yeah, he hodled. So like the idea that people lost money on the idea that Boogie's fans lost money on this crypto coin, I'm still waiting to see the proof of that. I'm waiting to see somebody stat out. Well, I think what happened with the crypto coin is that like all crypto coins, when they initially go, all these crypto bros get into it, buy into the coin, hoping to be the one to jump out before everybody else jumps out. They make some money. The other guys lose some money, but they do this over and over again. They hope they win it on every single coin.
Yeah. I don't even have a problem with that. The whole coin
Zing
thing.
Butcher says the idea that Boogie's fans lost money is 100% proven on the blockchain, my dude. Are those his fans that lost money, or are those crypto guys that lost money?
Your Honor,
two different
how do we
things.
know those are his actual fans?
Because there's literally
Your
two
Honor.
different things. There are crypto guys that try to buy in and pull out before everybody else jumps out. That's a regular occurrence in crypto. If that's them, that's them. If they're people who lost the money, then speak up about it. Because it could be either of the two. And if it's the first guys, the guys that buy in to jump out, that's something they do regularly. They look for a coin to do that too. That's part of the process. If that's that, I don't feel bad at all because those guys are doing what they're doing. If there's a Boogie fan out there that said, Fatty Coin's going to make me rich, I'm going to buy into Fatty Coin, and they lost their money, then I also don't feel bad for them on that because it's fucking 2024. You should know better than to run to crypto to get rich. And if Boogie, who lost his money in crypto, was the person who made you do that, you need to rethink your money.
The fat man is obviously not telling the truth about having cancer. The log has hacked the mainframe and it turns out he has super diabetes. Did you guys hear about the story of the guy who died by strapping fireworks to his head in SC? Look out.
Oh my God.
I
didn't
did
hear
see
that. That's terrible.
Yep.
To my doctor, he checked my blood count, my hemoglobin, my red blood cell counts were up. We did a second test. We found out that there was the blood marker that tells me that I have polycythemia vera in the test that we did, and we've been treating it for 2 years. But
you haven't confirmed that you have it.
Nope.
Oh, wait. I think we got an answer right there. You haven't confirmed that you have cancer.
Confirmed it with you. No, I have not. No, I will not.
No, not with me, with your doctor. Your doctor hasn't said you 100% have cancer yet, right?
We confirmed it with the blood test, yes.
That's a yes. He's saying that they confirmed it.
We confirmed it with the blood test. There's no other reason.
Saying the blood test was confirmation, but to get assurance, he'd have to do the bone marrow or whatever. And that assurance would, If he was wrong about it, then they could start working to get rid of polycythemia secondary, because polycythemia secondary is brought in by sleep apnea and other obesity-related things, and other things that could be treated, I believe, or could be cured or whatever. But they can't cure polycythemia vera. There's no like cure for it, just treatments for the symptoms.
Hormone markers would be in my blood.
How are you going to financially support yourself?
I don't think I will.
So you're going to go live in the gutter instead of taking $25K to prove these assholes wrong?
Let Desi down.
Oh no, Desi will be fine. We talked about this all last night.
Desi will be fine back at her parents' house when you're in the car, dude.
Yeah, once Nicholas DiOrio sent me this message, we knew exactly what was coming, and we talked about this at great length last.
He's name dropping a lot.
How is
we talked about this?
Nick DiOrio? Did he have something to do with this too? Then, or what did he say?
Certainly he did. He said, "Do you have secondary polycythemia?" And I said, "No. This is what they diagnosed me of," and I linked it to him. But it was a pretty big sign that there was a group chat going. I told Tommy about it this morning. And I was like, yeah, what do we do, Desi? And we made a decision, and I'm going to stick by that decision.
I am going to spend a bunch of money and have you test it. And then I'm going to tell the internet what you really have. How about that?
No.
Why?
No.
Because I'm good.
You shouldn't be able to go and fucking milk sympathy from the internet, saying you have all these diseases and whatnot, and not prove it. You shouldn't be able to do that.
Okay, well,
that's wrong.
Hold up.
Well, then let
You've been doing that for 2 years.
Let that lesson be. If you are ever going to talk about your cancer moving forward, you have to tweet the proof.
That is so wrong. He's been doing this for 2 years.
Let my lesson prove that if you're going to talk about your health problems online, you have to prove it irrevocably.
You know what?
Yes.
Because then people like Tor are going to take advantage of people.
But Boogie, you realize how weird it is to say that with me in the cup. I literally did a stream showing my medical records, my hospital release forms, my medication.
I'm just saying. Let this example be. Know that before you speak about anything you're dealing with, you absolutely will need to prove it beyond the show.
Wait,
whoever you are. I'm not speaking to you, Medicare. I'm speaking like
I know, but when you do like
the world.
But when you do like a GoFundMe or when you do something like that, don't they ask for verification for stuff like that?
Yeah. If that's one of the reasons I was joking about doing a GoFundMe yesterday.
Go ahead, Buggy.
Nothing else to say, really.
Boogie, you're fucking lying. I'm sick of this. I can't deal with this anymore. It's so abundantly clear. All right, come clean. I'm not going to abandon you. You're still going to be on the show, even though you lied about having cancer.
I promise you. I promise you, no matter what happens, I won't be on the show.
I'm not going to kick you off.
You can't.
You know that looks like you're guilty, like you're just going to run away.
I promise you right now, if you lied about having cancer, I'm not going to kick you off.
Why would you? You're in the right place.
This is
there you go.
Locale live. Like you're a locale. Like I'm not kicking you off.
I'm going to stick with the truth because I'm going to stick with the truth. Yeah, I know it's very tempting at this point to lie, and you're trying to bait me to do it. I won't.
No, but
wait. What do you mean lie about what? He wants you
lie and say, "Oh, I was lying this whole time" or something like that.
No, I don't.
That's what you want. Clearly, that's what you want me to do.
No, I want you to either tell the truth that you don't have cancer or prove that you do have cancer. And you keep doing these little subtle side things.
I will tell you the truth.
Hold up.
I will tell you the truth.
Are you or are you not making references to suicide? I've heard them multiple times.
I'm talking about being done.
No, I know what you're doing,
dude.
So
if I was going to
play with that,
if I've ever talked about suicidal, have I ever joked around about it? If I've said it subtly, I said no, I'm going to kill myself. That's what I've said every. Why would I change that today?
Well, you're not doing that, right?
Not currently.
No, you're not.
Look at me. I'm right here. I'm right here.
All right, good.
Yeah, people saying this is suicide baiting. What he's saying is he's done with the show. He's not going to be on the internet anymore. He's giving up because he's tired of trying. That's what he's saying.
He does tiptoe into the suicide baiting side of it, though.
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. So that's people saying that he's doing that now. That's not what this is.
Here,
So let's come clean.
What was that he just did?
I think he showed off his roly-poly-olies, a little snack. I don't know.
All right,
his
good.
pills he's taking
those
for
are over here.
vera.
So let's come clean.
He's taking for polycythemia vera.
Okay, so it's not the pills he's gonna like.
No, that's him saying this is what I'm taking for polycythemia vera right here. If I'm lying, why am I taking all these pills?
Okay.
Julia Rule says send Boogie to Betty Ford. No, send Boogie to Betty Crocker.
Come on.
Do you want me to come clean? You want me to lie to you?
No, I want you
No, he
to
wants
tell
to
the
clarify it. Stop putting. You're the one that's misframing
Up
everything.
to my knowledge, as of today, as of the last conversation I have, we are treating me for polycythemia vera, not secondary polycythemia. That is the truth. Will you fucking get to see my medical records or my fucking web portal? The answer is no. So go ahead and run with the story.
We're not going to get anywhere.
No, you're not.
But okay, so to sum it up, you're not going to take their 25K off, or you won't do like a private thing to show it.
No.
And you're going to leave the show and the internet.
Yes.
And your income revenue.
Filthy in the
So
chat
you're gonna
says
be
Boogie
homeless.
is an idiot for not taking the cashola. At this point in time, Boogie is not an idiot for not taking the cashola because it gets up to what, 80K? They offer at that point he's an idiot. At that point he's an idiot. But right now he's actually kind of a genius for making
I'm
the
not a
number
sicko,
crawl
but
up.
I want to who Queens, Boogie and Billy onto milking machines. Again, not a sicko, but an entrepreneur.
Just to pump
Yeah.
lactose out of all three
Yeah, that
of you.
makes sense. It's not a sicko thing. That's a money making opportunity.
So the end result of
No, I
this
have a plan.
conversation,
No, I have a plan.
what is the plan? Selling magic cards?
Well, no, that involves being on the internet.
Wait, what are you going to Yu-Gi-Oh yourself into a fucking duplex?
He's planning on whoring out his girlfriend with OnlyFans. Or
No, that would
right?
involve being on the internet.
I don't know how he does this, but I actually feel sorry for him right now. He does this every time.
How much for the gold play button?
Literally
Master
feel bad.
manipulator.
For
You hear that? Like Wings wants to buy the gold play button.
you, and I shouldn't.
Well, Keem buys
and
them.
I do.
Keem
'cause
does
you-
buy them.
Does he?
Yeah, he's bought a few. I think he's bought one play button, and then I know he's won at least one in a lawsuit. I think maybe more. He collects them though.
So fucking pathetic.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like I don't know how he manipulates everyone. He
There's no
manipulates
manipulation
me all
here.
the time.
Either he's either lying, which is terrible, or he's telling the truth and
Which you're
acting
not.
like or you're telling the truth and you have cancer, but you're being a stubborn fucking retard.
Yes,
And you're
it's that
walking
one.
away-
It's that
you're
one.
walking away
I
from
am going to
25K.
have one, when I leave this fucking internet, I'm going to have one goddamn thing I kept to myself.
He's cutting a wrestling promo right now with like the finger in the camera.
Yeah.
One goddamn thing, and that's my goddamn medical records. And I don't want one of you motherfuckers feeling sorry for me. I don't give a
Yeah, you do.
okay?
As
You
Mike
can
just
hate me
got
as much
quiet.
as you fucking want. But that's I'm taking one goddamn thing with me.
Could you imagine Boogie and Egghead hanging out together?
Yeah. The stench of the sex would be so delicious.
Gosh, golly gee, Boogie.
And this is a decision I made when Jackson Clark demanded this 2 fucking years ago. And
Turn
it's
your
a
mic
decision
up.
I'm fucking sticking to here 2 years
I don't know who
later.
Jackson Clark is. I
I don't even know
Moist
if I'm getting his
Critical.
name right. It's fucking Moist Critical's butt buddy. I don't fucking know.
Why do you keep
They do
calling
a
him
podcast
Jackson
together.
Clark?
I don't
Like,
know his real name. What is it?
I don't know who the that is. No one knows.
I
who
literally
Jackson
don't know who we're
Clark
talking
is.
about.
It's some guy who fucking works with Penguin Zero on his podcast.
Well, they're gonna have to clear it. Yeah, they're gonna have
Yeah.
to. They're gonna have it all. They're gonna clear it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got some bad news for you, Boogie.
Yes, sir.
I just looked at the paperwork.
Yes, sir.
I didn't look at it.
He's trolling. He could go get the paperwork though, but he wants this to drag on, right? Couldn't he
Keem
get?
or
Yeah, doesn't Keem is like the president of that boxing organization, right? He has all the.
he may or may not have it on file. It might be a lot of work to find it, and it might not be something that could happen. If he does have it, it might not be something on hand. I think he's a co-owner, promoter. He might not. He might not even have access to it as the promoter. That might be a HIPAA violation.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Somebody has to review it and look what's on it.
Yeah, no, but officiant. I don't know if everybody has access to it.
Damn it. I wanted to see him sweat, but he said yes, sir. So
There's
I
no
don't know.
sweating.
Guys, I'm going to leave. If you guys want to keep talking about that, that's fine. I'm going to go personally. I just want to say today has been a great day. It's been an amazing stream. And we probably got the best news we've ever gotten on this show. Boogie's cancer free. See you guys.
What's up, Local Live Nation? Today we got a banger of a show. I have intel that proves Jordy Jordan is fat.
Wow, good drop at the end there. Oh, So they skipped over the place where he left? Because I watched the whole stream last night. Boogie got mad and left eventually. And then Turkey Tom came on and Matt Jarbo was in the chat talking shit.
Yeah, you know, I bet you they released a second video on it, and this was just the first because there was a lot more content.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, Filthy in the chat says Keem was killing it with the jokes, but you could tell he felt genuinely upset. That is Keemstar. He is an entertainer. That's Boogie, too. Boogie's an entertainer. Boogie, when he gets shit on like this, usually plays into it and makes it moderately fun. He was not doing it here, which made it even more watchable. Because you're like, why doesn't he just show it? He's obviously fucking lying. He's obviously fucking lying. It's like what Boogie did to withhold this information was probably the most attention drawing thing he could fucking do. Not good for him, but good for viewership.
Unintended. Yes. Yeah.
Yo, what up?
Yeah. Pretty crazy.
Zing Butcher says Boogie's an entertainer. He just occasionally scams his fans and ruins them.
Fucking self. You fucking stupid bitch. This stupid fucking justice, oh fucking righteous fucking nigger.
That's what happens when you make
for that.
That's what?
I was there live for that.
That's what happens when you make Keemstar mad. That's what happens
that was before I liked Keemstar. When I heard that, I was like,
he got mad at a black guy and just was like, yeah.
He was talking to Alex.
Shit.
Alex is my friend. I've hung out with Alex in real life multiple times. I was not feeling it after this one. I was like, what the fuck?
Swear to
How could you?
God, I'm gonna. Yo, everybody type in the chat, Alex is a stupid nigger. Just type in the chat, Alex is a stupid nigger.
Oh my God.
Fuck him.
Fuck him. Oh my God.
Oof. But yeah, I don't know. Zing Butcher says Boogie's an entertainer. He just occasionally scams his fans and ruins them. How many of Boogie's fans have been ruined by Boogie? I just, you know, if you're gonna make that claim, let me know. Let me know how many have been ruined. I would like to see some of these people and hear their story. It would really make me feel better about making a decision on whether or not I should defend Boogie.
I mean, it's in your nature.
And defend. I'm really barely defending him. Like, this looks really bad. It looks like he's hiding information. I personally am going to be friends with him either way, but that's a me thing. It's like fucking. I feel bad for him if he had to lie about this shit, because who the fuck does that? You know, who does that?
I would never say don't be friends with him.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, that's a me thing, though. I see the entire internet right now cashing in on the Boogie jackpot machine because it's so easy. Yeah, Joe's in chat says that guy he's calling the N-word was my co-host on a show called Morning Wood. That's 100% true. Alex and Joe used to host Morning Wood.
Yes, it is.
Awesome Buddy says Billy constantly making friends with the worst people. I make friends with all kinds of people. I find value in people who are devalued by the social collective because those people interest me. I want to see if you have anything valuable in you.
It's all about what interests Billy.
Of course. Like why would I befriend anybody if they weren't interesting? I'm not short for friends. I like to collect interesting ones on all levels. I was not friends with Ted Bundy. I do wonder how many people I've been friends with are like serial killers. I know I've been friends with people who have killed, but that's, you know, usually under different terms. My friends with Jessica, you mean Naked and Laughing? I don't think she likes me very much. Yes, Joe makes a great point. Billy has great taste in people. Joe's always right. Don't be friends with him. Damn it, Cult of Tragedy. Okay, I'm going to text Billy right now saying Cult of Tragedy says, I cannot be friends with you. Sorry.
Let's go.
I would be friends with Clint Saunders.
He called me sir and got me so humiliated.
People are discriminating against wolves.
Wow. They're laughing at us, at our stupidity.
Clint Saunders, sex parent.
Josh Saunders, sex haver.
Sometimes. All right, here's the return, or actually, I shouldn't say it yet. Well, let's play the first video for it. Turf war.
That's an IHOP across the street from them.
So that's the oh god. That's the footage. But
I drove by here today and I was going to do a video in front of the bullet wounds.
Really?
I had this plan for I had a plan for a funny video. I could explain the video, but I'll tell you why I didn't do it. There was a gaggle of prostitutes digging through a trunk. There was like 6 or 7 prostitutes digging through a trunk right by the bullet wounds. And I was like, I really don't want to get out of my car, film a video, and have to deal with them thinking I'm like messing with them. Maybe the pimps come and shoot me. So I decided to leave.
Was this after I sent you the video, or had you? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Because this is right up the road from me, basically. So I was like, I'm gonna go film a video. I was gonna film a video saying, you know, I've been to all of the great tourist locations in Seattle, Washington. I've seen the troll under the Fremont Bridge. I've taken photos at the Space Needle. I've taken photos at the Gun Wall. Now I'm at Seattle's newest attraction, the Gun Wall.
The
I was gonna,
Gun
lick
Wall.
the
That
bullet
is
wound.
good.
I was gonna lick the bullet wound.
Yeah. There's a special surprise guest that many of you will recognize. I'm going to wait for you guys to put his name in the chat.
Well, hi there, Preston. That surveillance video just so
Michelle
alarming.
Esteban.
And I want you to take a look at this, also very telling. This building wall riddled with bullet holes from that gunfight. I counted 21 bullet holes. And that's not counting the building hit across the street. Councilmember Kathy Moore told me she believes it's linked to a turf war over sex workers. Alarming, dangerous, and not the first time a gun.
It looked like one guy with a gun going up against like 7 guys with a gun. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Battle happened here at Aurora and 101st Street. Some so fed up with gun violence, they are documenting whatever they can with their own cameras and shared this with Como.
Do you think that guy was just walking down the street and then saw them, or do you think he was going in to shoot at them?
I think he said, I think he yelled at them to like get the fuck out of there or whatever.
Oh, by himself, and there's
I think
7
it's
of
a
them?
pimp turf war is what it is. Yeah.
Argument between at least one man and several others. One person pulls a gun and fires towards a group. A gunfire is returned. We counted at least 15 gunshots within 5 seconds. Seattle police say they recovered over 30 shell casings.
We need to figure something out here.
Who is this guy? Let us know. First person to type it out. Who is it? Who's this guy?
First person to type it out gets.
There it
hey,
is.
Lewis. There you go. Justin coming in secondary after Lewis. Samuel, broken opus.
It's
we got a humongous sighting.
Rudy Pantoja lives here and works for the business district.
Stuff's not getting done.
Rudy Pantoja.
Now, Rudy, he showed up in that big clip where he called himself humongous when the girl was trying to see who he was filming him at the courthouse. But I'm pretty sure we pulled up a video of him, I think, in Ballard doing some sort of a news thing too in Ballard. I remember that around that time that coming out. I'm like, look what we found. Is Rudy a psyop? Is humongous a psyop?
Yeah, maybe.
Come on, man. This is heavy metal, you know, and these things kill.
He found them after police swept the scene.
He's in the hooker part of town. I mean,
it's heavy metal. These things kill.
This is the second.
I keep seeing news stories saying they're going to start putting like license plate readers out there to
I think they have.
Yeah.
Shooting like
Which
this
sucks
at the
because sometimes I just want to pick up a prostitute and take her to Chick-fil-A. Like I did on my one live
Dairy
stream.
Queen.
exact same spot since June. This one in mid-June, rapid-fire shots at an SUV. Later that month, 41 rounds emptied between two groups nearby.
We're absolutely on our own.
And who's standing with them?
Yeah, no, I hear that, and I really am trying to be out in the community. I'm responding to all of the emails that we receive. My district liaison has actually been out there today.
This is Councilmember Kathy Moore's district.
What I'm hearing from my conversation...
You know this B-roll here. They just had like a camera woman put on nylons and...
This is Michelle Esteban walking the walk.
Basically, I mean... She's not a bad lady. She's not bad looking, you know.
With SPD is it's basically...
What if this was a prostitute? And they were like, hey, let us film your feet, okay?
I was so weirded out when you were doing your IRL channel and you and Joe got that hooker in your car. And like you literally, she didn't realize she was on camera, right? She had
I don't think we didn't get one in the car when it was me and Joe.
Who was
I think she went up to the window and pulled her tits out or something.
No, I remember she had like stars tattooed all over her.
Because I had a girl in the car when I was alone the day that everything shut down for COVID.
Okay.
But she was like, hey, where you going? Can I come with you? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to Chick-fil-A. And I was streaming. So she's like, can I come with you? I was like, yeah, sure, hop on in. And then we go to Chick-fil-A. She's like, wait, you really want to go to Chick-fil-A? I was like, yeah, of course. I'm going to go to Chick-fil-A. She's like,
she thought that was code for like fucking.
Yeah. Yeah. Then she I got to go. And I was like, okay, yeah. Do you want anything? And she was like, get me some crinkle fries. And I brought her some fries.
Fours between pimps.
If we know who's shooting at one another, why can't we stop them?
Well, I think you need to talk to SPD about that. I know the FBI is involved up there.
Moore insists she's on it. She hopes to introduce legislation soon to bring back a version of Seattle's loitering law. She's working with SPD and the mayor's office on a safety plan and in conversations to consider adding barriers.
Those fucking YouTube channels where they just like drive down Aurora and like when they pass one of the ladies, they like zoom in and go in slow-mo. Those get like millions of views. Is that the content I should just be making? Right now, like what the fuck?
Voyeurism is a big thing. It's interesting stuff.
It's weird. It's weird.
This is
because I was doing like city walking content. Like I like to watch people like walk through like Manhattan, whatever. And because I got that, I got like street walking content
Ben needs
too.
to channel his inner Jerry Lewis and head down to Hooker
Alley.
Hooker Alley. This right here is right across the street from a Burger Master, by the way.
Delicious.
If you want to get a delicious burger, you can
I
go
feel
to
like
Burger Master.
if you're recording the ladies and someone finds out who you are, you might be in trouble.
Man, when I was IRLing down there, we did like an IRL one night down there. The next day, I get a random message on one of my YouTube videos from a pimp that's also in the rap game, and he was like, "Hey, Billy, how you been?" And I'm like, "Good." And I thought it was him nodding at me like, "Hey, quit fucking around with the girls."
Yeah, I remember you telling me that. That was after whatever stream you did. I just remember I watched the stream and you guys got or it might have just been you. You had a girl in the car. I just remember like she had like crazy like stars tattooed like all over her, almost like
I don't even remember what she looked like really because I was focused on keeping my eyes on the road and being the boy going to Chick-fil-A. I was sweet boy mode, so I didn't really look at her. I was like, yeah, come on to Chick-fil-A. Back when I would do anything for content.
Alleys at night and other environmental designs.
It needs to be a unified approach. We are all in this together and we need to be working together.
So they should be able to come home, feel safe, have a quality of life.
Now, SPD did just increase patrols up here, but it just happened July 4th. And as you know, they are in the midst of a staffing crisis.
Mickey says, do y'all have dicks there? I would say Burger Master is higher quality, but a little more expensive than Dick's. I would say it's like a higher.
Yeah, it is. It's Dick's is more of a fast food,
more McDonald's
style burger.
Yeah.
Burger Master's more of a Five Guys level burger.
Yeah.
I'd say Five Guys is probably even better than Burger Master, but that's debatable.
Burger Master, like the experience is almost like a Sonic, where you like pull in and they like come to your car and put a tray.
Yeah, they have the
on
car
your...
hops.
Yeah.
The this turf war. There was another pimp recently that was also a rapper that got killed, and he was from this area. So I wonder if the turf war has been going on since then. It probably would be, right?
I thought it was cool you had, because you do like a podcast on your channel, and you had Grinch on, and I've heard a lot of his music before, so that was pretty cool. I remember you saying you knew him and everything.
Yeah, I've been setting up these streams for like interviewing local. Right now it's rappers because
that's who
I know closely, but I also know some other people. I was trying to set something up literally the week that Scott passed when they were coming down. I was trying to see if I had enough time to get all my wrestling buddies in for one, and there was no reasonable time, so I didn't even bother asking them. I was hoping to.
You should get the Macklemores to be.
Well, I mean, we will definitely reach out at a certain point. We're still doing stuff on the show to like get audio and video on point. They're still having little issues here and there, so it's like we're hopefully gonna. We meet up a lot to do stupid fucking testing stuff on
Looks
this.
like Joe's posting his favorite burgers.
Okay.
I've never had Rain City, but it sounds like a local Seattle thing.
Never heard of Pick Quick?
I've had Kid Valley and Dick's.
Yeah, Kid Valley's all
Rain
right.
City sounds like a Seattle thing.
Oh, I think they probably all are Seattle local. No, Five Guys isn't. Shit.
No.
Kid Valley is local.
Pick Quick. That sounds like a convenience store name.
I think we have one of the best burgers rated in the nation here in Seattle, don't we?
I'm
I
not
can't remember
sure.
the name of the
Where
place.
is it?
Is it 8-ounce burger bar, or am I tripping?
I've had that. I like Lil Woody's too.
Little Woody's is a good burger place.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now going over the best burgers in Seattle by a burger connoisseur, Billy the Fridge. There's a place called The Spots that is highly rated in Beacon Hill. And it's a Guamanian burger. Is that from Guam? Guamanian? 49th Street Beast in Ballard is high-rated burger. Smash That Burger Company, high-rated burger. Asadero, a Mexican burger company. Taurus Ox, a Laotian burger company. What the fuck? I don't know if I've been to any of these yet. Lady J in West Seattle. Parahelion Brewery in Beacon Hill. Loretta's Northwestern. This is a list. I don't think I've been to any of these. Dreamland Bar and Diner. Jewel, a Korean burger restaurant in Wallingford. Local Tide. Big Mac's Burger Company. Saint Bread. How have I not been to any of these? Flint Creek Cattle Company. Firecrotch Fur Burger Anonymous. What the fuck? Frank's Oyster House is known for a good burger. Bad Bishop. How have I not found one I've been to yet? Boat Bar, Broiler Bay Burgers, Bait Shop on Capitol Hill, Red Mill Burgers. Finally, this far down the list, I've been to Red Mill. Zesto's used to be in Ballard, I think, and is also in Rainier Valley still. Been to Zesto's. Literally the last two on the fucking list I know. Holy shit, guys. Holy shit. I do not know burgers like I used to. What's happened to a young Bill Fridge? What's happened to a young Bill Fridge? Why'd Kindle not want to draw me with big knockers? That'd be funny. Burger King. I like Burger King Whoppers. I grew up on those when they were 99 cents, getting a big ass 99-cent Whopper. Boy, that was litty when I was a little kid.
Was it like a big Whopper or Whopper Junior? I always thought the 99-cent was the Whopper Junior.
Yeah, that was that for a while, but before that, they just had 99-cent Whoppers. Then for a while, I think it was just Whopper Wednesday was 99-cent Whoppers, and then They fucking did the Whopper Jr. for 99 cents for the longest time.
They did 99-cent McDonald's double cheeseburgers back in the day. I remember me and my friends, we'd get like 30 of them.
Yeah, they
just eat
when they used to do 29-cent hamburger Wednesdays at McDonald's. What's the best strip club in Seattle? Well, I don't know if there.
You know
are
what
any.
though? They're changing the law. Have you heard that they're going to start serving alcohol in this? Yeah, for the longest time, the strip clubs in Seattle, you couldn't drink legally in them anyway. And it's kind of a game changer because strip clubs without alcohol are no fun. They are just.
Well, I mean, they used to be fun because they were all just prostitution.
But weren't you allowed to be drinking in those though?
No, through the 90s, strip clubs in Seattle were known because they were ran by a certain family, and they were straight up prostitution.
Seattle has a long history of prostitution. You know, Trump's grandfather opened a brothel in Pioneer Square back in the day.
Yeah. Pioneer Square was like that's where the line was drawn. Anybody on one side of the line had to be a very good, sweet citizen, and anybody on the other side of the line could do some dirt. It was like the Wild West.
Yeah, I've heard about like Madame Lou.
Yeah, Tia Lou is that?
Yeah,
Madame Lou. Yeah,
she was like the big madam. Like a madam is like a female pimp, basically.
They were basically like female politicians. They kind of ran shit because.
So the crocodile got moved to the El Gaucho in Belltown.
Yeah.
And El Gaucho was big. They even had like a hotel in there and shit. So they turned it into like 3 venues. And the downstairs venue is called Madame Lou's. Yeah, so they named it after her.
What's the best one in your guys' opinion? The best strip club in Seattle is driving to Portland.
Yep.
Drive to Portland, go to, I would say, the Acropolis in Portland.
Things
may or may not change.
Mary's Club is in a totally different building now.
Is it still dirty?
No, it's nice, and they serve good food there now. They have like an actual like cooking staff. They have 2 stages. They saved, that crazy mural in there. They saved it and remounted it on the wall there. I guess that guy's like a famous artist too. The guy who painted it. He's like I can't remember his name right now. There's like a whole documentary about him. That I researched and looked up. They have the original sign inside, and then they have like a new sign outside. But yeah, Mary's Club was like this dirty, raunchy strip club in Portland where the strippers needed coins from the audience to keep the music playing. There was a jukebox on the side of the stage where they'd beg for money to keep the music playing because they had to keep.
But that was.
Yeah.
That was really a grift to get extra tips, though.
Sure.
We need money to play the music. We're just going to turn off, put money in the bucket. They get a few extra dollars. Everyone's like, fuck, here's your money. Keep the music going. And they got the music out of the jukebox, too. I'm sure the fucking jukebox paid the girls, or at least the club owner.
The floor was sticky.
Yeah, it was a dirty little spot. In Seattle, if you really had to go to a strip club, I would maybe say drive north to Pandora's or what's the Deja Vu in Lake City.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the one near the market. I was like, no, don't.
No. Get away from Seattle. Seattle is only where you go if you like are drunk with your Seahawks friends because they're gonna spend $10,000 and the girls are all gonna open up their loving hearts.
When you say Seahawks friends, you mean like the fucking players?
Players, yeah. You gotta go there with like a major league. Yes, go there with a major league athlete or some sort of super Amazon high level money guy, because you got to go in there with stupid money. In North Seattle, the girls are going to be more akin to dealing with smaller bucks. And I don't go to either of them, Pandora's or Deja Vu in Lake City, even though I literally live within technical walking distance of both of them. And I'm a fat guy, so I say technical because I would not walk that walk, but I could in like an hour maybe. They're very close to me though, walkability. Driving there, I can get to both of them within 10 minutes on the same basic street. They're literally on Lake City Way. Long story short, go to those because everything in Seattle sucks right now. Maybe things will change. They used to have Sands in Ballard, which was fun because you'd go there and girls would usually have bullet holes in them. That was always
Bullet
kind of
holes
interesting.
in them?
Yeah, you'd see like these girls with like bullet wounds dancing, and you're like, okay, this is gross. And then the Lusty Lady was the best one, but that closed down over a decade ago, and that was because it was you put quarters in the wall and the window opens up and they dance.
The sign was still up even up till like 3 years ago.
I think it was like within a year ago, wasn't it?
There was people were camping out front of it for a long time, and then they like put one of those fences out front of it. I love your quarter story. If you like, you should remind the people. Like you knew a guy who he worked there as a janitor. Is that what you said?
Yeah, one of the guys was he was an old wrestler guy for the SSP, Seattle Semi Pro Wrestling. His name was Domestic Violence, and his gimmick was he would come out and he would have the mop bucket from the Lusty Lady because he was a jizz mopper at the Lusty Lady. He was the guy that went around mopping up the jizz.
Yeah, because
like with a mop bucket.
Yeah, in these places, the window would open and people, they put their money in to make the window open, and then they jerked off to like the girl in the window.
They had these little private booths. Sometimes the windows were one way, and sometimes the windows were two way where they could see you. But they could really see you in any of the windows. The one ways were just kind of very hard to see. So it was some idea of anonymity. But the guys would go in there and jerk off, and they would leave loads everywhere, all over the place. One time I picked up a newspaper leaving because there was the stand they had the Stranger there, the Seattle's free newspaper.
Yes.
And I went to go grab a Stranger leaving the place, and it had a wad of guma all over it, and I had this big wet jizzy jip on my hand from grabbing a newspaper because these guys are sick, Did you see the video of this guy in I think it was a Dollar Tree, and he ejaculated on a woman's leg? And she chases him out of the store like, he nutted on my leg. He nutted on my leg. They're looking for him right now, and he's a Pennsylvania guy.
I'm so sorry for interrupting. I love Joe's fucking advice to everybody.
Yeah, the Sand Strip Club on a slow Tuesday. If you bring a couple hundos, a Jimmy, and a story of the war, one of the strippers will blow you. It's true.
Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So this place is just covered in cum, and they have people that mop it, and they mop it very regularly to clean up all the jizz around the Lusty Lady. My buddy Bob, Domestic Violence was his wrestling name. Bob would always go to this one bar down from the Lusty Lady with a stack of quarters.
To serve prime rib and amazing nacho platters. I sometimes feel
it's
bad
not
on
like the
denying
Acropolis.
Dance over gorging on the food.
So
I love strip clubs that serve food.
There's a steakhouse / strip club in Portland called the Acropolis, where you can get a steak, you can go to a salad bar, you can watch strippers, but you might also get involved in a gang fight while you're there.
Maybe. Joe, would you like to review the gang fights at Acropolis? And then, so he would go to this bar after his shift, and he'd have a handful of quarters, and he would always buy beers with it, like as many quarters as he found. After the Lusty Lady closed, he went to the bar and he had cash. And the bartender was like, wait a second, why don't you have any more quarters? And he's like, dude, the Lusty Lady closed. I used to pick those all up off the ground. And the guy's like, what? You were buying beer from me with cum quarters?
That's hilarious.
He kicked him out of the bar that night. He's like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Get the fuck out of here. You were bringing me cum quarters?
Cum quarters.
But people would drop quarters all the time in there, and you would not pick them up because they were usually in a puddle. It was gross. Your feet would be sticky in there. It was very gross. It was icky, but also it was a very it was a peer into a counterculture. It was looking into something that was very, very different. And it was right down by Pike Place Market. It was such a
It's right
great
there.
spot.
In such a touristy area, too. There was like the Deja Vu is still there, and then there was like a peep show. It's weird because I'm sure that existed back when they were like, are we going to tear down the market? Because like there was a time, I think in the 60s or 70s, they wanted to tear down the market and build like a big parking garage there.
Yeah, I think the Lusty Lady lasted for about 25 years, so I think it went up in the 80s.
Okay.
And if you watch a documentary called Streetwise, did we ever watch that?
I don't think so.
For a private show?
Nope.
It's a documentary called Streetwise, and it's about Seattle street kids in the early 90s, and it gets really raw.
Are you in it?
Down by that area? No, I'm not. No.
But then with your Gene Wilder porno tape.
I wish I had that. There was Real Sex on HBO did a segment on the Lusty Lady as well. Yeah, they did. And then the same directors of Streetwise later did a movie called American Heart, starring who's the kid from Terminator 2?
Oh God, I know who he is.
And then Jeff Bridges was in it as well, American Heart, and it was they have a scene filmed in Lusty Lady there too. It's the same directors of the documentary, Edward Furlong. Yeah. It's American Heart's a pretty good movie to watch if you want to see old, dirty Seattle. Same thing with Streetwise. It shows you that area, how old and dirty and grimy, really grimy Seattle used to be.
You know what I watched? I watched a crazy old movie just because I wanted to see like the historical parts of it. There was a movie that Elvis made the year that they had the World's Fair in '62.
Yeah.
They did it it happened at the World's Fair is what it was called.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that because that whole area over there is really fascinating, how they just like built this shit. And in other states where they had World's Fairs, a lot of that shit is abandoned these days. Seattle actually kept it and like made it.
A lot of it, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to repurpose that stadium over there too. The stadium in Seattle Center over there. I can't remember what it's called right now. It's like a football.
Heck Ed? No, that's not it.
No, it's a football stadium.
Is it a pavilion or?
It's I can't remember the name of it. It's the stadium in Seattle Center.
Yeah, I cannot remember the name right now either. They do like bumper shoot down there a lot.
I went to bumper shoot last year, and none of it was in the actual stadium, though.
It wasn't? Oh, I thought they did that a couple years when I was there.
Maybe.
Not Key Arena, no.
Seattle Stadium, and now Key Arena is called Climate Pledge, but no, I'm talking about an actual
Climate
stadium. Let's see. Center. It is
can't wait.
called Memorial Stadium.
I can't wait till Trump buys the Climate Pledge Arena and changes the Climate Denier Arena.
Huh. It's still a pretty big stadium, but I think it's mostly high school games going on there.
I remember going there for a concert when I was very young, and I don't remember what concert it was.
All right, let's check out some Manatee shit for a minute here.
Individual situation. Check out the beautiful asshole.
The individual Brett Keane segment situation.
Okay. Here it is. Gotta skip his intro.
There. You're listening to Brett Keane from God TV Radio International. I hope you're all having a wonderful day out there. I hope your 4th of July was good. In my area, there were fireworks and explosions all about. The young people love getting their explosives and shooting them all over my neighborhood and my area. It was difficult for me to get some sleep. I've been off and on with my health issues, and it is really tough to sleep when you're hearing bang, bang.
Okay.
But I tell you what's even harder to look at. Living in a country where we've allowed all kinds of immigration, we've allowed a bunch of people out there who are not happy about all the wars that are going on with Hamas, Israel.
He unironically called them hummus, right?
Hummus. Yeah, hummus.
He called them hummus as a joke. He literally called them hummus.
And the Ukraine.
I call them hummus as a treat.
And a lot of people have come over to our country claiming that they want a better life, that they want something better for themselves.
Hummus.
But on the 4th of July, these same people, they decided that they wanted to go to government areas, especially in Washington, and they decided to burn flags on the steps and talk about how terrible America is, and while at the same time being able to get paid from American taxes in order for them to be able to take care of their children. A lot of these people don't have any jobs. The government's actually taking care of them, taking care of their homes, taking care of the money that they use to go out and buy the explosives so they can blow up statues and set our flag on fire. Now, if you were to do this to the LGBT flag, if you were
this is where he's going with it.
Wipe your feet or run over it with cars.
Yeah, that's not going to work because the LGBTQ flag is already for flamers.
Get an easy 15-year felony charge for doing something like that, but apparently it's okay to do that to America. And of course, the Muslim.
Your felony charge for burning a queer flag. No, you don't.
No.
If you burn a queer flag while beating up a queer kid, maybe.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's all First Amendment stuff. You can burn any flag you want.
As a matter of fact, I might go burn a queer flag tonight just to show how little I care about flags, whether they're burnt or not. You, Ben, might get mad at me for burning flags willy-nilly because you love flags.
Especially the queer one.
Very brazenly about how they hate atheists and Christians. But no atheist or Christian did anything about it.
Actually, a lot of queer people are Christians.
A lot
of queer people love Christians and they wish they were accepted by them. And here's this: a lot of queer people are accepted by them. Not all Christians don't accept queer people. It's kind of like the weird ones that we talk about a lot are the ones that don't.
There are some Christian churches that do gay marriage. Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really gay churches, some gay Catholic churches in the area here in Seattle. Well, they're gay accepting.
Okay, yeah. Probably accepting.
They're not just gay Catholic churches.
Yeah. I'm like, if they were doing that openly, they could probably do it. It would be like a new branch of Catholicism.
Yeah, most gay Catholic churches are actually just gay with little kids. That ain't right.
Back and watched as their American flag was burned, and they watched in the distance like comatose sheep, just allowing their country to be taken from them and to be told that they should be feeling guilty for a lot of things that they had nothing to do with. Not only are they being accused of atrocities, but Americans are basically being told that they should be punished for what their ancestors did. Most of us, we don't even know who our ancestors are. We never met our great-great-great-great-grandfather. At least the majority of us haven't. We don't know.
I mean, my ancestors are my parents and my grandparents also. Like they're
Yeah. Brett wants to appeal to the point that we shouldn't feel bad for atrocities our grandparents did, and we really shouldn't. We should feel bad for the system right now that allows people to suffer when there's so much exorbitant wealth and availability for bombs, when we could be taking care of our people, things like that. We should feel bad about that, but we shouldn't feel bad that our parents, our parents probably didn't commit all these atrocities. They were probably struggling to exist like most people. Our great-great-great-great-grandparents, at one point, we probably did have somebody in there that was high and mighty, and we go to, family reunions and talk about old Jedediah the Fridge and how he might have conquered a couple of nations and laid seed with a lot of wanting women from other regions, his Viking blood coursing through their veins by hook or by crook. He laid with many a woman. We might have that guy that also owned slaves and murdered babies or whatever it is. Maybe, but that was so long ago. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah, I'm not aware of anything like that. Just Polacks and mix. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guarantee you guys did not create any atrocities. You were all poor.
What the fuck they were doing. As far as most of us know, some of our family members and ancestors could have helped partake in building this country into the powerhouse that it is, and didn't ever do anything to harm anybody or desired to do so. But because we live here and we're called Americans, and we get generalized and thrown into the mess. I don't know who it was that thought it would be a good idea to say, hey, you know, we're in the middle of wartime. We're at war with every country out there. Hey, what
are we? We're at war with nobody. Well, okay, the U.S. always fights proxy wars. So,
yeah, as a matter of fact, even today, our president, Joseph Biden, welcomed Vladimir Putin onto the stage.
No, he praised Vice President Trump and her stellar job as vice president.
Oh my God.
Dude.
I can't believe he called Vladimir Zelensky Putin.
Is that what he did?
Yes, there's a clip of him with Zelensky right in the room, and he's introducing him. He's
at the NATO thing?
Yeah, he introduces Zelensky as Putin.
So that wasn't the thing from today, because the thing today, or maybe
I saw this today.
Okay,
there's another thing from today too, where he called Vice President Trump his running mate, Vice President Trump.
Wouldn't it be a good idea to open the borders and take away our defense?
I hope Biden stays in the race. I hope Biden wins, and I hope we have the funniest for 4 more years.
He won't last 4 years. He won't. Like, there's going to be a time where he's just not able to do the job at all, and Kamala will be president when that happens.
Weekend at Biden's. I wish it would have been Bernie who became old man president that died in the office, so we could actually have weekend at Bernie's.
No, but here's the thing. Like, the first time Bernie ran against Hillary, he's still pretty coherent these days. If he had been president for 8 years, he would just now be ending his presidency. And he's pretty put together. So it would have we fucked up. We lost a good president. Like, he'd just be ending his term. He's perfectly. Did you see where he broke up that fight? Where like there was the union guy and the like weird like MAGA Republican guy, senator guy that was like, you want to fight? And he like stood up and Bernie's like, stop it, you're a senator.
Maybe I did see that.
Yeah.
It was a while ago, right?
Yeah, several months ago.
I do remember that now, yeah. I was thinking physically breaking up a fight.
No, but I mean, he had enough authority to like get them to chill the fuck out because he was like the biggest guy there. You know what I mean? Like, when you're in there for that
It'd been great.
long, yeah.
It'd be great if they teamed up and just beat up Bernie.
No, that would not have been great. And the other guy wouldn't have done that. He's pretty solidly a Bernie guy more than the other guy. The other guy's a fucking douchebag.
While we're at it, let's go ahead and take away the cops and really, really push for taking away the guns from Americans. It almost seems like our...
Also, you don't need 2 guys to beat up Bernie. I mean...
Our government is not only making bad decisions, but it almost seems deliberate. It almost seems as though if I don't have a weapon to defend myself, and I don't have any cops to protect me, and my military is all exhausted by being in other countries, well, who the fuck is going to defend me and my family when people are marching down the road, burning their flags and throwing fucking rocks at people and chanting death to America? Who's going to help me out and all that?
Do we really
and if I say anything about it or I disagree with the
sounds to me like you're making
mannerisms
a boogeyman argument so you can feel like a hero for telling people they can't speak up and use their their was it the first degree rights, their First Amendment rights, or for free speech? Is that the one? I always get that one flipped with the gun.
Gun right. Guns is Second Amendment.
Yeah. Let them have their first amendment rights.
The bullshit that's being thrown at me.
Dude, I was looking at the map yesterday, and there's very few paths to victory for Biden. Very few.
And I'll be immediately branded a racist.
It's so gross.
I'll be immediately told that I'm culturally appropriating, or that I'm not woke enough and I should be canceled, either physically,
Nobody's saying that because no one knows who you are.
Or completely thrown out of the tribe.
It would be
it's
awesome
like,
if Brett was popular enough to get canceled.
People are saying.
It kind of reminds me of a bunch of sheep being herded towards a cliff. It's like we know what direction we're being taken to, but we're too fucking stupid to say, uh-oh, somebody needs to put the brakes on. We don't want to be thrown off the cliff. We should defend ourselves, but wait, we have no guns. We should defend ourselves. Oh, but politicians will weaponize the system to put us away if we try to do something. And if we try to...
The guns we can buy are pea shooters compared to, like, what the military has.
I thought he was talking about having guns to defend against people who march onto his home with burn the flag, anti-America. But yeah, anybody who thinks they're defending themselves from against the government is like, good luck. You can't even beat the psyop that's controlling your thought process right now.
report real news, then suddenly it is all a conspiracy.
It's all a conspiracy situation.
It almost feels like our system deliberately and intentionally put us in harm's way.
All right. Fuck
harm's
you, Brett.
way?
I want you to hear this. I want to get your live reaction to it. Hold on, this is the wrong one.
Wrestling champion, neighborhood stranger. Pretty please picture me, I'm Mickey D's doppelganger. It's a ball pit banging, let the nuts hang. Can you afford a double-sider for a butt bang? Ass to ass, long line around the slut train. Sore on her upper lip next to a cum stain. It's a fun game, squeeze till the pig squeal. Set your fist and do it like a pinwheel. With your daughter, I shower with cold water. Spin her on my finger like a Harlem Globetrotter. Oh bother, I'm like poo in a honey pot. Do her where she do, then I end with the money shot. Funny thought, she gonna spin like a pinwheel. Rolling with McFarlane, yo, you know that's a big deal. Get real, no baby, get the plunge.
I will say, you enunciate, like I can understand every word, but Ronald McFondle, he's so fucking mush mouth. It's almost impossible to like transcribe what he was saying.
Yeah, he's definitely he wasn't a rapper when he started recording. This was the first rap song he ever recorded. And
yeah.
I sat with him and wrote the song with him, and so I'm giving him a lot of lines to say because I'm a little wordy with my writing, and he just pushed through them.
Yeah.
He did what he could.
Yeah, it's crazy when you write like a normal song, it's like maybe like 10 to 15 words a verse, but with rap, it's like 50. Like it's ridiculous, like in one verse, because it's so much more.
It's funny. There was like a meme going around, and it would be like, who's the real dope songwriter? And they would have the Beatles lyrics put up against Kanye lyrics. And Beatles lyrics look like really weak compared to them.
It's so different. You can't even compare it. Like with Beatles, it's more about the melody and everything.
But like just visualizing them next to each other, you're like,
Beatles lyrics aren't anything special. No, you're right. Kanye lyrics are better than Beatles lyrics easily. The music itself, I would go the other way, but it's so hard to compare.
Beatles lyrics are awesome. I love them.
I mean,
I like the simplicity of them.
I mean, like, I was never a huge Beatles fan, but I like their songwriting. like how they can like take a verse and then like the hook to the song like takes you to a different place.
After party starts at the Mickey D's dumpster. Get dumber, this will be hella awkward. Put you on my fist, spin you like a helicopter. Tell the doctor, if you start to get dizzy, just don't interrupt me when I start to get busy. If you start to get pissy, I'm gonna call Ronnie Mac. She's a hypochondriac, toss her in a body bag. It's a party, man, do it like a line of coke. Pinwheel spinning, I'm sorry, your vagina broke. Stop, hold up, stand still. Fist up your pussy and make a pinwheel. Stop, hold up, stand still. Fist up your pussy and make a pinwheel. Stop, hold up, stand still. Fist up your pussy and make a pinwheel. Stop, hold up, stand.
You know, Vanilla Ice did this in the 90s. This could be your comeback.
He did pinwheel.
We could do a new metal, like old school Ronald McFondle, Billy the Fridge, weird neighbor guy comeback.
Yeah, we could.
Amazing.
Or I could take cancer and leave the internet forever.
When I think of your daughter, I shower with cold water. Spin her on my finger like a Harlem Globetrotter. Oh bother, I'm like poo in a honey pot. Do it where she poo, then I end with the money shot. Funny thought, she gonna spin like a pinwheel. Rolling with McFarlane, yo, you know that's a big deal. Get real, nah baby, get the plunger. After party starts at the Mickey D's dumpster. Get dumber, this will be hella awkward. Put you on my fist, spin you like a helicopter. Tell the doctor, if you start to get dizzy, just don't interrupt me when I start to get busy. If you start to get pissy, I'm gonna call Ronnie Mac. She's a hypochondriac, toss her in a body bag. It's a party, man, do it like a line of coke. Pinwheel spinning, I'm sorry, your vagina broke. Stop, hold up, stand still. Fist up your pussy and make a pinwheel. Stop, hold up, stand still. Fist up your pussy and make a pinwheel. Stop, hold up, stand still. Fist up your pussy and make a pinwheel. Stop, hold up, stand.
Did you hear the song I wrote? That I wrote the lyrics and then I had the AI make it about Shabisky being a male prostitute.
Oh no, it's a good one though.
It's where is it? I think this is it. It's a do you know calypso? Do you know that style of music? It's like yeah. Dude, you should bring that shit back. Fuck country.
I'm going full calypso.
Yeah, go full calypso. Hold on.
Shabisky eat banana. He is a male hooker, making love to Shani to get some booger sugar, and then his pimp will slap him for not getting his cut. And if he gets too naughty, he will stretch out his butt. Turning the tricks, Shabisky, selling his ass, that's risky. Turning the tricks, Shabisky, selling his ass, that's risky.
And it's risky?
Yeah. I also put, Shabisky eats banana. He's a male hooker. Making love to Shani to get that booger sugar. And then his
eat banana a euphemism for blowing a penis, or is that something else?
Well, they talk about, like, Harry Belafonte always sang about bananas, and he was
bananas were a CIA revolution war, the banana war.
Yeah. So tally me banana,
Shabisky, selling his ass, that's risky. Turning the tricks, Shabisky, selling his ass, that's risky. Shabisky eat banana, he is a male hooker, making love to Shani to get some booger sugar, and slap him for not getting his cut. And if he gets too mouthy, he will stretch out his butt.
Right? I mean, like, if your male hooker, you're the pimp, your male hooker gets too mouthy.
Yeah. I've never had a male hooker get too mouthy with me.
Well, there you go. He's afraid you'd stretch out his
Because
butt.
they listen to Daddy Billy. Last thing I'm going to do is let one of my banana men fall out of the bunch. I got that Dole Whip and I keep it real tight.
Oh my God. I do like that though. I did one called Shabisky Dumb. Hold on. Is this? Oh no, it's not working. Never mind. Yeah. So we surpassed the goal.
Yeah.
And we will be back coming up here on Saturday. Everyone should join us on Saturday for Saturday's bonus show. And we're going to wrap it up now. We appreciate all of you for supporting and watching, and it was a good time. We'll see you next time. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
It pisses me off. Like, okay, I spent several years being patriotic. Fuck the haters, and that's how it is, YouTube. Nah, stupid fucking lighter. Fuck you. Stupid fucking lighter. Hey, lighter, fuck you. Oh, you don't like being beat up. You don't like it. You don't like it. You don't fucking like it. Then maybe you shouldn't fucking go against the grain, stupid fuck. I'll beat you up, you piece of shit. God damn it! I broke my fucking cigarette. Fuck. Fucking social media doesn't give a shit. Fuck you. Fuck you fucking touching me, you piece of fucking shit, you. And fuck this. And of course my drink has to spill. I lose my fucking temper over these stupid fucking assholes. And no one's gonna feel sorry for me. Because it's just like you did it to yourself, dude. You had a fucking drink combo and you had to lose your fucking autistic temper. Spill it for yourself. Fucking bullshit. Get the fuck out of my way, stupid fucking hat. Stupid fucking piece of shit fucking hat. Fuck you, oh it's here. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You fucking piece of goddamn shit. Fuck you, you stupid fucking bottle. Stay on the fucking desk, stay on the fucking desk, you piece of shit. Fuck you, I told you. How many times did I fucking tell you to stay on the fucking desk? Fucking stay on the desk, I told you 1,000 times. Fuck you, fuck you, you stupid fuck. You wanna fall off the desk to be cute, and no one asked you to be cute, you piece of shit. Fuck you. I don't care if I got a nasty fucking temper. Fuck you. Stay the fuck in my hand, you piece of shit. I'll smoke you until you're dead. Fuck you. Don't care if anyone cited me, I'm fucking miserable. I'm just making the best of every day. That's all you can do, YouTube. That's all I can do. Temper, fuck you. Stay the fuck in my hand, you piece of shit. I'll smoke you until you're dead. Fuck you. Don't care if anyone cited me, I'm fucking miserable. I'm just making the best of every day. That's all you can do, YouTube. That's all I can do.